Well, good evening and welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse. Hi,
What's
guys.
up, everybody?
Good.
How are you?
Hello.
I already like the way that the energy is going tonight because we already got Scout 75 saying that this was another great piece of music that Angus and Malcolm would be proud of. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, brother
I will
Scout.
take that as a compliment.
We take that. We take that with love and props, and that's all Shane. That's all Shane, y'all. For everybody listening in there, listening every week. That's all Shane. So thank you, Shane.
My pleasure, man. I enjoy that.
Shane is our music director.
I don't know if I fit that bill.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Does Steve know that he kicked himself out?
I was about to say.
Oh.
Did I kick myself out?
Yeah, you kicked
Can you
yourself
click
out
him
and
with the
zoomed us way
swipers?
in.
Sorry, my stream deck. I'm trying to upload logs.
Oh, look at you
Oh,
multitasking.
Multitasking.
Are you
We're not
doing
even,
FT8 at the same time?
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen, you're
Yeah,
supposed
you
to pay
did.
attention to us. You never
I
pay
do have a new
attention to
antenna
us,
up.
Steve.
I do pay attention to you.
Put your hands up like this.
Yeah. Hands off the keyboard.
Hands off the keyboard. Don't bring them down.
We're going to make you stand like that the entire night
I know
tonight.
because those those
right there for you.
There you go. Because those foreign-landers got to have those photo logs up in less than 20. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Right.
He's
right.
in competition with the 5-land guys who always post on Facebook, your logs are done.
You logs on.
Oh, okay.
That's a nice. That's listen, we kid, but guess what? Everyone's a volunteer.
That's
We all
customer
know
service is what that is.
Customer service.
Yeah. From the amazing volunteers that we have in the Parks on the Air program.
Which that reminds me, I got to look at the help desk side too, because tonight's my night for that.
That program is growing and growing. It's in so many countries now. It is
it's incredible.
amazing. It is amazing.
And if you haven't seen, there's several YouTube channels that upload the monthly stats. And if you go back and look at the stats and how they progressed over even the past 4 months, it's it's astonishing what POTA's done for Ham Radio, or what Ham Radio's done for Parks on the Air. I don't want to piss
Shane,
anybody
how
off.
fun is it going to be when you're sitting on 20 meters and all of a sudden someone says park to park, go ahead, park to park. And it's like, Papa Yankee, Brazil or whatever, what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna go ape shit. Oh, speaking of ape, hi ape. You're gonna go ape shit. You're like, yes.
I can't wait for my first DX while I'm doing POTA, because all the DX that I've gotten has always been, whether I'm warming up like for Winter Field Day, I just hopped on the radio for a little bit just to mess around and got Scotland, and I was like, oh, why wasn't I doing this during the contest?
Wait. You haven't had the Azores yet? Or Alaska?
Well, I take that back.
DX,
Well,
I mean,
okay. All right. The Azores, yes. I'll take that.
Yes,
Alaska,
Yeah.
Alaska is technically a different DX entity.
I agree.
No, but
And-
the
and-
Azores
and-
have been coming in, and James just pointed out it's happening. That's great. So there you go, guys. There's some incentive. Go out there. Oh, hey, beer snack. What's that word called again that begins with the F?
Fun.
Foxtrot uniform.
Fun.
Remember?
Fun.
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 Exactly. Go on, have fun.
I heard Frank had Spain doing POTA the other day.
Nice.
I uploaded his log. I should go look.
Here's the problem,
Well,
Steve.
I'm just surprised he submitted the logs.
Right?
That's a celebration
Yeah.
within itself.
Yeah, within 30 days.
Exactly, within the first 30 days.
Hey,
Steve,
I
here's
will
the
say,
problem, though.
Go ahead.
You talk about Alaska and the Azores, like you get it almost every activation. Have you gotten those ones?
I have.
Here's the problem, though.
What's the problem?
Is you edit you correct your own logs and submit them. I don't trust you.
Are you saying there's some integrity issues with
Wait.
Are you saying that we shouldn't trust a man who wears a solid black shirt? Is that what you're saying?
How about that one?
I have that card. I cherish that card. That was cool. And he has a fantastic station up there too. And there's a news station up there as well.
Yeah, but he can't hear for garbage because I always get like a 4-4 or a 2-2, but he comes in like gangbusters.
You're in
So-
the
How
log.
much is
You're
your
in the log.
transmit?
Maybe it's
Everybody
your
gets a
end of
4-4. Everybody gets a 4-4.
Everybody gets a 4-4 though. So,
And most importantly, you're in the log.
and I
No,
don't
exactly.
edit anybody's log. I just
So-
upload what they send me.
You send them back and say, hey, you screwed it up. Fix it.
Yeah.
I'm not fixing it for you.
You missed this. You missed this. You missed this. These are the errors I got. Yep. That's Frank's log. Hang on.
Oh,
So I have a question.
Frank.
Is the ape giving me a fashion device for those listening on the podcast?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
The Smoking Ape says everybody gives Molson the business about wearing a black shirt all the time. Cal wears a blue shirt all the time, and nobody says shite. Yeah,
Shyster?
I feel
We got that.
No.
We
Well,
got,
that's because Cal uploads videos.
and Norm's.
Oh, he's got a point there.
And Norm is
He does
doing.
have a
And
point
Norm is
there.
doing a packy run. And Norm's doing a packy run, but he only asked his brother, "Hey Norm, how about asking everybody else around here, huh?"
yeah. Come on. Did you bring enough for the rest of the clubhouse?
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
I'll take a bag of pork rinds, please.
Barbecue.
Isn't that a condition of entrance to get into the front door? Is you have to bring snacks?
Every liquor store
Snacks
that I
and
know
beer.
has
Yeah, snacks and
has
beer.
at least a pork rinds. Yeah.
So who's been on radio? Who's been working radio the last few days? Anybody? How has the band conditions been? Because I've looked, and other than that, the solar storm we had, the solar flux is staying like way up into the mid 100s, and there's like a gazillion sunspots, and I haven't had time because of my stupid work schedule to go out and play radio. How's the radio been?
honestly for
has
me
been
here,
awesome.
Nothing.
it's been garbage. Like on the weekend, I went on 20 and 40. It was just really, there was a couple stations that came through, but it was pretty dead. Especially there was a QSO party this weekend, right?
Right.
There's some kind of a thing, and then there's all the POTA activations. Yeah, I think I made a couple contacts. That was it.
Hold on,
And-
Sterling is here. Holy shit, Sterling!
What?
Yes, I love this guy. Thank you. You got to come on the show, brother. You got to get on the show. So
Yeah.
fit it in your schedule.
You know, it's funny he mentions that because I was sitting when I wrapped everything up that I was going to do today before I had to go try to take a nap. I was like, with 10 meters, I could set that up on my patio with the Buddy Stick Pro, and I could probably work that from the kitchen here. And I was like, maybe I should check and see if 10 meters is open. I was like, I elected for the nap instead, so we'll try that next time. We'll definitely
I'm
try
going
that
out
next
Saturday. I'm going to try to do an activation on Saturday, 10, 12, 15, and 17 only.
time. There you go. I
Interesting.
love 15 and 17.
Interesting.
By the way, speaking of working your radio there, Shane, I saw a message that you received something in the mail this week, and you have no clue what I'm talking about.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me. Otherwise, I would drag the box out and show it. But there is a complete HF station that is sitting right over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, maybe I should test this for quality assurance.
Yeah.
And go POTA with that
Yeah.
before we ship that off to the lucky
Yeah,
winner.
but with your
No.
record, no, you'd have
Yeah.
to strap it. You have to strap it to whatever you're doing.
I do that with my cigars. You have to.
Jerks.
So Shane, what is that complete
Quality.
station? The complete station that you have there set up.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Daniel,
You
because
got a
this is what
complete
we've
station?
got.
This is a complete station.
We have a complete portable HF radio rig ready to go. All you have to do is hook it up.
You don't.
That's
say.
how complete it's going to be. And we have a Zaiju or Sheiju or whatever you want to call it, G90 radio. We have an
Zorro.
infrared half-wave antenna. We've got a 12 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. We have a 10 meter
Who's got the
pole.
poster?
I'm trying to
Oh, I got it on my
paint
phone.
an image with words.
Okay. Hey, Picasso, let's go.
That's
Anyway.
about the same. His words in Picasso. Yeah, it's the same painting.
And
Who cut his ear off? Who cut his ear off? Was that Picasso who cut his ear off?
that drawing's next week, guys. Can you believe it?
We're drawing.
And when do
Crayons?
people?
We all get Crayola crayons.
Yes.
What's the deadline?
What?
Shane, for
So the cutoff is going to be this Friday because we have about 70. I think there's 75 entries so far, and I think probably about 50 of those are people that read the instructions and actually told us a story about how this could help you out and how that some of them are very heart-wrenching stories. So, and we'll have to ask the winner whether or not they want us to read those read the entrance. To everybody else after they win.
So you have till Friday
Friday
this week,
at noon Central.
Thank you, Roger. Van Gogh.
and then we're shutting it down. And then next Tuesday is the giveaway, and also next Tuesday is an announcement, right, Shane?
It is.
What's
I'm
your
not guys. I'm not leading him to like go to the
No,
next
I
thing.
appreciate it
I'm
because I don't have
genuinely
any
asking
notes
because I
tonight.
have no clue.
Yeah. So after that giveaway, we will announce what we're going to give away for April.
Nice.
So we have an April giveaway, we have a May giveaway, and if the super chats and the buy me a coffees and all that stuff, if they keep up at the pace that they're going right now, we're going to try to do something every month. So we'll see.
Nice.
It all depends on everybody in chat and everybody that watches this on Team Replay. We thank you guys, everyone who watches, everyone who listens on the podcast. We've doubled our downloads on the podcast, so thank you guys for
Thank you.
for helping us out there.
So the bottom line is, everybody continue to listen to the podcast.
Yep.
If you continue, if you can, the key words. Listen, take care of your family first. All right, guys. We're not milking the cow here. Okay, you got an extra buck or two. That's fine. You can do it in the chats to buy me a coffee. You know ways to give it to us because we're going to give it back. Okay, it's very, very simple. We're not keeping any of this. We're not going to Mobble Wobble or in all those other places and sitting on the beach. And
We're not chasing our dinner in Mexico.
we're not going to chase the dinner in Mexico. Exactly.
Well, I mean, if we raise enough money.
Mobble Wobble, Joe Brown. One of those places.
I bet Shane's been there.
I have a couple times, actually. It's one of my favorite places to go. I feel like I'm with my family down there. And I'm not talking about the ones that run around outside the park.
Arriba.
Oh, gosh. Has anyone put the Buy Me a Coffee link in the chat?
I
It's
did.
somewhere.
If you're on Twitter right now and you're listening
Throw it
to
up
us,
there again.
hello, Twitter world. We love you
Thank
on
you, Nick.
Twitter.
Thank
Oh,
you,
look at this, Nick. Holy shit, Nick. Thank you, brother. Good stuff. Thank you, man. You're joining the group of being the good guy. So thank you. Along as everybody else here. So
So 45 Auto saw me. He goes, Molson putting the hooch in the soda can is a sign of a problem. I had a little left of my
You're
whiskey, and I was
busted.
like, I'm gonna just
45
put it
Auto
into-
busted. 45 Auto busted you. Molson, is that a brand new black T-shirt? Because it looks very.
Shut up.
No, I'm being serious.
No.
Thank you.
No. He got it dry clean this week, so it's nice
Oh,
and
you got it
pressed.
dry?
He
You got
did
it
his
dry?
laundry this week.
No, the other. I'm not saying you look like shit in the previous shows. I'm saying you look nice tonight. You look. Can't a brother?
Take a compliment, man.
Can't a
Take a
brother tell a
compliment.
brother, damn, he looks good?
You want to talk about looking nice? I gotta say,
Who's that?
I love my wife, but that guy with the beautiful, glorious beard there, you guys know what I'm talking about?
He
The
just
big
left
red
room?
beard.
He just let
Big
No,
red-
no.
Oh.
It's
ginger
it's
ginger
our
boy.
friends. It's our friend Scott from over at
Ham Radio for
Non-Techies.
Non-Techies. Yeah.
Yes.
The other night I was watching him and I was like, man, I want one day when I grow older, I want to look like him. With
Yeah,
that
beard
big,
envy.
glorious beard.
That
Oh, I
that
had
beard
beard
is on
envy.
point.
The wave,
Yep.
it's got a wave in it. It's just
Yeah.
It does this.
But how big was that antenna? That GP9.
What did I walk back into?
Scout 75 is what you walked into. I had to post that. I had it.
I mean,
Listen,
we
guys,
can
before
always,
we
we
get
can always
off the
count on him
rails-
for being honest. For being honest.
before we get off the rails, we have a guest,
Ooh.
right, Shane?
Oh, look at this. We have an
In honor
antenna.
of Pi Day.
An antenna. So some of you guys might be familiar with our guest tonight. Our guest tonight is none other than KM4ACK Jason.
Great guy.
And someone
Great
needs
guy.
to hit the button. I guess I'll do it. We'll add Jason to the stream and
Get
put
him
you up
on
there in the
there.
middle.
There you
Welcome,
go.
my
Put him in the
friend. How
middle.
are you?
Good. How are you guys this evening?
Well, we can't
Good.
complain.
Good
if we
deal.
did-
Appreciate
if we
you
did-
having me on.
If we did, nobody would listen anyway. So there's 62
know that
suckers
feeling.
right now.
We had nothing. We had nothing going on, so you saved us. So thank you.
Now we have 75 minutes of content to fill with just Jason here. So we're going to go
Oh, boy.
drop down, and Jason, the show's yours.
You prepared your presentation, right, Jason? All right, we'll
Yes,
see you
the
later.
slides.
Thanks for the heads up.
Score 7 years ago.
I mean, I told you it was off the. We were scriptlets, so here you go. Just kidding.
I'd have
Jason,
to
glad,
say
glad
that-
you could join us tonight. And it was a pleasure meeting you at Huntsville for those that went to Huntsville last year.
Yeah, Huntsville was a blast. Orlando was also a little bit of fun.
Yes, we had a lot of fun in Orlando.
I sense my spidey senses tell me there's a story there.
You're rocking Florida. Come on. What's said in the clubhouse stays in the clubhouse. We're not going to share anything, so you can tell us what
You
it is.
know-
No, it won't go out over YouTube or anything.
It won't go out yet.
There may-
There's a
well-
special filter. There's a special filter.
Yeah.
So, there were a bunch of us that went to a brewery one night. And
Is that the one
there may have
where
been-
KDMRD sang? And
Yep.
Okay.
took over the guy's set, and we were all recording him like a bunch of fanboys. It was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Did anyone film that? Because I've seen the post
Yes.
of people doing it, but was there someone capturing the moment?
Well, so
Of
at
the-
the end of my video, I actually panned over and caught everybody else filming. So yes, and
From
I did get his permission to post it. It does have a copyright strike. I don't care. I'm leaving it there.
I mean, you're not monetized anyway, so
No.
you're good.
So
And hopefully, by the time you are monetized, the video's like so far down because you've uploaded so much content that it gets at least less views anyway. So,
right,
I mean, it's wishful thinking.
yeah. Well,
So, guys, Jason, just like
Yeah,
Kato
that's
already
right.
has fanboys for his music playing, I'd have to say, so I don't know much about your product or your antenna. I hear about it a lot. If after the standard antenna manufacturers and stuff like that, you have your standard big boys. I hear it for KM4ACK very often, and
too.
with a lot of great impressions or reviews about it. But I know nothing about you, how you started, where it comes from. So the other guys, I think they're a little bit more versed in it. But listen, man, I'm new at this. Tell me what I need to know about you and your antennas.
Well, the antenna came as kind of a collaboration with patrons that got together and designed that winder. There was one patron in particular that actually did the 3D drawing for me. But the whole point behind it was I was looking for an inexpensive antenna to put in front of somebody that just got into ham radio. And I wanted to keep it affordable. I wanted to make it a kit, but it had to be something fairly easy to build that if you just had some basic soldering skills, and I mean very basic soldering skills, you can get it put together. So that was kind of the whole point behind the antenna, was just to get a good multiband antenna into a newbie's hands for an inexpensive price. What I didn't expect was everybody else to jump on the bandwagon.
We all wanted one. We all wanted one.
Everybody
was
else
always
wanted an
sold out. It was
inexpensive,
right.
easy to build in Fed Halfway.
Right.
I was gonna say, it's currently sold out.
Again. And that's good. That's great.
It stays sold out. Literally every time. So I've got a notification list. If you go over to the website, km4ack.com, you find the actual product page. In the description, there's a list that you can get on to where you'll get notified each time stock hits the store. As long as you don't unsubscribe to that, you'll keep getting notified.
Excellent.
Because
Good.
after about 12 hours, they are sold out.
Only 12 hours?
And guess what? Mike can build one. Mike's mom can build one. Anybody can build one. So there you go, right?
Yeah, and I've got a build video, no written instructions because I can't write my own name, but I can talk a lot. So I decided to do a build video instead of written instructions.
And in
Most
case
people do
you're
that
wondering-
anyway.
Good.
In case you're wondering, Jason has a build video. I think I have a build video. Shane, you have a build video. Joe's got a build video. So, like many of us on the screen already have build videos. So you could do it.
Molson, we build, we learn. There you go, Molson.
Yeah,
We
I'm
build,
going to
we
be
learn.
building one soon. I already have one, but I'm going to build another one.
So I'll put the link in the chat for those to get on the subscription list so that you will be notified if you're in any of our Discords, which is the links for those are also in the description. I usually will post whenever I get that email from Jason. I'll normally post in the ham-made items that this antenna is in stock. Run.
Yes.
So
Because it will be not in stock by the time you get there if you wait.
Well, guys, keep in mind, I'm doing all of this myself. So every little bag that you get with those antennas, I have personally hand assembled.
I
If
was just
something
about
is
to ask you that.
Yeah,
if
excellent. That's
something
good
is
news.
missing, you can yell at me because I'm the one that did it. I got no one else to blame here.
And are you printing all those winders, or are you getting those mass produced and sent over to you?
No, at one time I had another gentleman that was printing those for me. I'm now doing all of that in house. So those printers typically run 20 hours a day.
Holy
Roger.
cow.
Thank you, Roger.
Roger and Ron, thank you so much for the buy me a coffee or buy me a beer, man. We appreciate that.
So question for you. A lot of great reviews. So obviously you have it like you guys designed your winder, which I would assume is unique to your design, your that you guys produce. So there's the kit aspect of it that people enjoy. There's the winder. How about the performance? Like what are we seeing? Like what is the selling point of that antenna that makes it so? Because I'm genuinely curious as to what it is about the KM4ACK.
There is absolutely nothing outside of the winder unique about my antenna. It's a 49 to 1 in-fed half-wave antenna. That's it.
Okay.
The winder makes it unique, and the cost makes it unique.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, I think
Those
it's
are the
most
two things.
inexpensive one on the market that comes with a winder and everything. Everything you
I
need
mean,
to go.
you get the wire, you get everything you need in that kit.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a way to upgrade it to 100 watts?
yes. You have to buy your own Toroid.
We can stack
thicker magnet wire.
Stack 3 of those toroids together.
Officially, it's 50 watts single sideband. I've heard from multiple guys that run it at 100 watts single sideband without any issue.
Jason, what do you reckon?
I thought it was 10 watts, 10 watts, but it goes all the way to
Digital.
50.
50.
Yeah, 50 on SSB. If you're going to run digital, I wouldn't run over about 20, 25 watts.
I was just going to ask that. Thank you.
Yeah, and here's the thing about an in-fed half wave. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to heat up the toroid to the point of saturation. When you do, the SWR is going to start to climb. You'll know you've overheated it at that point. So if you're going to run that kind of power, watch your SWR. If you just stop transmitting and give it time to cool off, it'll return to normal.
I did that.
Yes. Well, I have. You
I thought I
asked
smoked the
about
toroid, but
upgrading.
it just
So
really got hot.
this one's the actual kit, and then I haven't put more than 50 watts sideband through this. The first kit I got, I upgraded. I put a 240 on there and heavier magnet wire, and I used it for FT8 off. I ran 100 watts for an hour straight, and the winder is now.
No kidding, really.
It got that warm.
It's got
yeah.
a little
bend in it.
Little curvature to it.
Yeah.
I want to know how you got a 240 toroid mounted to the winder.
I was about to say, do you have
Well,
that?
I was going to ask.
It's funny. You should ask Bob.
And I was going to ask, is it curving to the right or curving to the left? But we're not going to go there.
So I just went on your
Always to
website
the left. Always to the
for the
left.
first. I went to your webpage for the first time. I clicked antennas, and the first thing I saw was $350. I was like, I don't know, that's not the cheapest one. Then I realized it's,
There you go.
Look at that.
10-pack.
Look at that.
It fits.
That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, the club pack is 10 kits for $350. It's a little bit of a discount on that if a club
That's
wants
good.
to get together with their members and do a club project as
Nice. Nice
as
option.
the
That's a good
antenna
idea
build.
for the clubhouse.
That's a nice option.
That's very cool.
The problem
Those
is
are-
we're
that's
not all
really
in the
neat.
same area, so
You
that
don't
would
have
be
to
shipping all 10 to one person, and then
Okay.
they would have to pay shipping to ship it out.
I get a discount with FedEx.
Dude, you even offer
Just
financing?
spitballing.
do you really offer financing on $39? That's impressive.
So Square runs my website, or my website is run on Square. It's something they offer. I don't have anything to do with that.
34%
props to them.
APR.
Yeah. Props to them
Yeah,
for
probably
making,
so.
That's
making
awesome.
it where anyone can buy this antenna. For 4
So,
equal
dude, I
pants
just put
of
my name on the
$19.95.
list.
That's right.
Yeah. For
I
what is it?
just, I just put my name on the list.
For that and the price of a
$9.75
Bowfang,
a month.
right?
There you go. I will.
Very cool.
I want to see you build that antenna, Daniel. I do. If I can build this one, you can build the other one.
Thank you, Scout. As always.
You make it sound like I'm challenged in building things. Of
I
course not.
know.
Come on.
I just want to
and
see you record a video, man.
No, he has
He's
a
not
channel.
challenged.
We
He's
learn.
not challenged in building things. He's challenged in filming what he's building.
That's true.
Exactly.
Scout 35, thanks, man, for the 556. The Toroid mounted winder is ingenious. As a backpacker, having things as compact as possible is a huge bonus. Less to carry, less to lose, less to get stuck in trees.
I was just about to ask, does this particular infed, does it have snagless line so that it doesn't end up in a tree? Or
And obviously, this end fed is exciting some dog I could hear who wants one too.
we always have to give Shane crap over that. He has an infed that's stuck in a tree that he's going to go retrieve when the weather thaws out in his neck of the woods. So
Okay.
he was hamming it harder, is what he was doing.
It happens. Stuff happens.
So you do the antenna, and you also do everything on God's green earth with a Raspberry Pi. Does it make coffee yet?
With a relay, possibly.
Sounds like yes. I was waiting for it. I heard
Yeah.
a yes.
Challenge
I heard a yes
accepted.
coming.
Wait. Node Red on top of Build-A-Pi? Ooh, wait.
So for me, I have I think it's the one, the little tiny one that's in the MMDV, the transmitter for doing DMR.
Zero.
Oh, that's your zero.
Okay.
Right.
So for someone like me who is completely stupid when it comes to Raspberry Pi, what is the elevator pitch on what a Raspberry Pi is and what is it capable of doing other than being a hotspot for DMR?
Well, the zero I probably wouldn't try to use for a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about. I would step up to at least a Raspberry Pi 3, but if I was going to buy something today, I'd buy a Raspberry Pi 4 gig. That's if you can find them in stock due to the worldwide chip shortage. But you can run pretty much all of your digital modes on the Raspberry Pi. So all the digital modes you want to run with ham radio, JS8 call, FT8, the full FL Digi suite, WinLink,
Wow.
and as of this last week, they even have VARA running on the Raspberry Pi.
I
So I saw
just
that
watched that
video.
video. I just watched it.
Yeah, if
What
you're not
what is the VAR?
Yeah. But
Okay, so
explain.
VARA is a modem for typically used for WinLink messages.
Oh, cool.
So just another mode, if you will, for passing WinLink messages.
All hail the Pi.
All hail the Pi King. What about the 02W from FEP Labs? Thanks for the super chat, by the
Thank
way.
you, brother. Thank you, brother.
The 02 is pretty much, as far as processing power goes, on par with the Raspberry Pi 3. So you should be.
Wow.
It'll be slow, but you'll be okay with it.
And you've done, I think the last video, I was trying to watch some of your videos to catch up on the Raspberry Pi stuff, but you've done a digipeater with Raspberry Pi?
An
For
APRS,
APRS? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an APRS digipeater that runs full time here. I've also got a WinLink gateway that runs full time here. Both of those on 2 meters. So people local to me, Simplex local to me, would be able to connect to that WinLink gateway and pass traffic, or connect with the APRS digipeater as well.
That's awesome.
Very
And
cool.
Jason, do you want to say where local to you is?
Oh, I don't mind. Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Really? I used to live in Murfreesboro.
Get out of here.
Back in this is 2008, 2009.
Yeah, we're probably 25,
yeah.
30 miles southeast of Nashville.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
It's a cool little town. And Smyrna was the little town out by where I was.
Oh,
at.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. They've got a huge air show that happens.
That's why I was there. I was flying.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
There we go.
That's a cool
Liberty. All right, so we got Liberty Cave. I have a Pi Zero. We'll trade for a Flex or Mercury amp. Don't try to talk me down. I know what I have.
That is
FEP Labs
about the
Radio.
truth.
I have a Pi 4. We'll trade straight up for a FT101 MP and Mercury amp.
You guys are giving up your pies. Do you really know how good your pie? Oh my god!
I don't know. That Mercury amp, that might be worth it.
You guys are raising the bar here.
Especially
Hey,
since I just got certification. So
If anybody is looking, rpilocator.com.
Okay.
Good
to know.
They're kind of posting what's available, what's in stock at various places.
Cool.
Right now, I
post
think
that
before,
link.
yeah, I think before we came on, there was only 3 places that had anything in stock, and none of them were in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah. And Jason, a few years ago, well, holy crap, it's been 12 years ago now. Murfreesboro had a really bad tornado that rolled through.
The Good Friday tornadoes?
The Good Friday tornadoes. Yep. I was in a little town of Manchester, just south of you, when that happened.
That is the event.
My grandmother had just passed away.
That is the event that eventually, 5 years later, got me into ham radio.
What a perfect segue.
Yeah, I was going to ask about.
I was just about to ask you what led you to amateur radio? How long have you been a ham? And kind of what, other than the Raspberry Pis and the antennas, what's your kind of favorite activity to do in ham radio?
So it was 2009. Those Good Friday tornadoes came through this area. I had a tornado literally pass within 1,000 yards of the house. Wow. Completely unprepared for anything like that. No electricity and no communications for probably 2 days.
Wow.
And I did not like feeling completely helpless. So beyond that, I started looking at ways to prepare in case I was ever faced with that again. And it was my brother-in-law, W4RPW, who introduced me to ham radio probably 2 or 3 years later. And then it still took me a couple more years of dragging my feet before I finally took my tech exam in 2014, I believe. 3 months later, upgraded to general, and roughly a year later, I upgraded to extra. Because of that, everything I've ever done in ham radio has really been focused around emergency communications. And that was kind of what led me to the Raspberry Pi, the low power consumption of a Raspberry Pi. From a 12-volt source, you're looking at somewhere around 400 milliamps draw on a Raspberry Pi. You compare that to a laptop, and you're probably, if you're recharging the battery, 18, 19 volts, and somewhere between 2 and 3 amps.
Okay. Wow.
On a laptop. So it was all power consumption.
You okay there, Daniel?
Yeah.
Did you spill your drink?
No, I put my phone here because my wife's texting me and it fell, and I was like, ah!
I don't want chicken grease getting all over that brand new black T-shirt.
Well, my wife and I are negotiating what she's bringing home for a snack tonight: nachos or wings. What should we get?
Chicken wings.
guys?
Well, I tell you, chicken wings. I know,
Chicken
man.
wings,
We
of
all
course.
know you. It's chicken wings.
And for those of you that don't know, that bottle that Daniel had is just down the road from where Jason lives.
Wow.
Jack Daniels is made about an hour from you.
Yep. Hour and a half,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, hour and a half, somewhere around in there.
Yep.
And it's a cool drive and a cool tour if you're ever in the area. Highly suggest it, and do the tasting because
It's a dry county.
One of the one of the original storehouses, they built a tasting room in there, and you get to taste all the stuff, some of the stuff that you can't buy on the shelf. So, highly suggest it, especially if you're a bourbon connoisseur.
Even
But
if you're
anyway.
not, it is a fantastic tour and history lesson.
Oh, absolutely.
And do it during the week. Don't go on
Yeah.
the weekend.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
So outside of ham radio, what do you do for fun? Any other hobbies outside of ham radio that's not even related to RF? Maybe computers. What do you do?
I'm always tinkering with computers. That's been something that I have loved the vast majority of my life. So I'm always just playing with those. The day job, I'm a professional photographer. So
Shut the front door.
yeah.
I had no idea.
So between the day job and YouTube and keeping up with all of the code, I don't have a lot of extra time for other hobbies.
And building antennas for everybody, making them, and
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I say
That's why
YouTube.
it's
That's kind of all encompassing. So the videos, the code that I maintain, plus the antennas.
And is the Build-A-Pi, was that your creation? Or kind of, or
That
is
is.
that something that's all you?
oh, interesting. I didn't
That's
know
my
that.
creation. YouTube was almost an accident for me. I was doing a few things that I didn't see when I went to look for a tutorial video on how to do it. There was nothing out there.
Yeah.
So once I figured it out and I fought my way through it, looking at like 19 different websites with partial information on each of them, I put together a video. I think it was maybe a 3-part series, and just never stopped recording videos. The vast majority of them, especially early on, were nothing but tutorials. So tutorials on this, tutorials on maybe installing software, maybe how to use new software like JS8 Call when it came out. There was when that application first hit the streets, there was a new beta version that came out every 2 weeks. So me and a couple of other guys would sit there and play with it, figure out the new features, how they worked, and I would turn around and do a video on it.
So I do a lot of things by accident on YouTube.
So ignore my ignorance, but I just Googled Build-A-Pie and it showed me how to do pie charts. What is the Build-A-Pie project that you got?
So Build-A-Pie basically is a script that you can run on a Raspberry Pi. Once the script starts running, it asks you your call sign, and then you start putting check marks by which applications you want to install on the Pi. Okay. The thing about Linux, if you're not familiar with it at all, there can be 5 different ways to install an application. Maybe you've got a Debian file. Maybe you get it. Maybe you're going to build it from source. Maybe it's a flat pack. Build-A-Pie kind of erases all of that and allows you to just put a check mark beside it and hit install, and it installs.
So it's like an auto install for amateur radio use, right? Like anything.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
It allows Windows guys to play with Linux.
Are you saying us Windows guys are simple? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm a Windows guy. I'll say it. Yes.
Okay. So
what is this?
This is a Pi.
Okay.
This is a Pi. So his
Build-A-Pie.
Right. It's simple. And yes, it is the most recent version because I ran it earlier today and it yelled at me.
See, here's the problem with Pi is that we had Pi Day the other day, right?
Yesterday.
And Steve was saying Happy Pi Day to us guys, and some people were saying 3.145, whatever it is. Some people like me, Fat Dan, was like Pi, and they got these Build-A-Pies, these like Pi computer things here. So it's very confusing. We got to come up with new original names, guys. Pi is used.
So much I want to say right now, and I can't. That's why I'm just gonna put a cigar in my mouth.
That's really cool.
So auto update. That's cool. Yep.
And then every time you like run through the update or the upgrade, like even from scratch, like from the first time you run it, every other time, it'll ask you before it does anything else. It'll ask you to confirm your call sign, in case it changed. Since the last time you did Build-A-Pie, but it's got rig control, hotspot generate. Like you could use this as a hotspot to control it locally. So you could do a tablet to this. Like,
wow, look at that.
You could.
I remember the dire wolf from your video about for the APRS Digipeater.
Have you added the Node Red stuff there? You got to add that stuff because I don't know. You got to go.
Kyle's got to be now. Kyle's going to come on the show and yell at you. So
you got the entire FL Digi suite.
That's cool.
Wow, that's cool.
And then Pat Menu, which is a pretty cool companion that Jason built for controlling Pat WinLink, which is a WinLink email client, which is
so a quick story about Pat Menu. Pat Menu was originally designed just so people would stop opening the config file for Pat WinLink.
Oh, that was a pain.
So you were trying to make it dummy proof.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I was going to say dummy proof.
And here's the thing. You have no idea how many times I have broken the Pat config file because literally 1 comma out of place in that file and the whole thing quits working.
Oh, goodness.
No lie. So that was the birth of Pat Menu, was just to try to keep people from opening up the config file.
Nice.
So you got
you've got Chirp in there.
Chirp.
Yes.
Chirp, Hammers.
WSJTX, JS8 Call.
Grid Tracker.
Everything a ham would want to use.
And more.
This
and
is
along
like
with a little hail on the roof.
This is a ham toolbox right here. Seriously, this is incredible.
Direct connection to Logbook of the World.
So seriously, this is powerful because somebody like me, like I wouldn't even know the first thing. Like you buy a Pi. What do you do? Hook it up to USB and just like drag files over like a hard drive? Like really? That's no. You laugh. Dan, I see your eyes, but like
I'm the same way, Molson. I'm the same way. I have no idea. Right?
You give me a laptop, a brand new laptop. I start it up. I choose English, and that's it. Like I can work Excel and Word, but I don't know what the hell this is. And so this here for me is just now I got to figure out how to turn the Pi on, and then I'm good to go. But like really,
add power to it.
You plug it in, it turns
plug
on.
it in. It does its thing.
Really,
but you have to load everything onto a card like that.
See there.
Wait. Is it that size, or
it's micro?
Little
the mini.
This size?
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to show that's my 8 gig camera.
Well,
Some little things come in big package.
You got to get the USB adapter so you could write to the card.
So, Jason, do you have that Build-A-Pi? Is that out somewhere where someone can go and download that onto a drive and then put it onto their Raspberry Pi?
Absolutely. GitHub.com/KM4ACK.
And it looks like K5YVY beat me to the punch and put that in the chat. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
And if you go over, it's called, the repository is called Pi Build. The application is called Build-A-Pi. But if you go into the Pi Build repository and scroll down, there's actually 3 different videos there. The first one on the list walks you through everything from writing the OS to the micro SD card, all the way to getting started with Build-A-Pi. The second video, I'm doing this off memory, I believe, is what to install and why. And I think the third one's just an overview of Build-A-Pi.
So while you guys are discussing, I'm going to go add that GitHub link to the description of the video. So those that are on the podcast that can't see the chat and what we're putting in the chat, that link will be in the description of the video. So I will be right back.
So there were a couple questions that went through the chat. One of them was, here we go, Liberty Cave. Can you use Build-A-Pi on other platforms like Mint?
No.
It's strictly for the Pi.
Yeah, so when all of this started, I never gave another thought to another OS, even another version of Linux.
Really?
A lot of the things would probably install correctly because they're built from source. But you have to remember the Raspberry Pi runs an ARM processor. Pretty much everything else runs an x86 processor. And a lot of times, Build-A-Pi is specifically calling for that ARM 86 specific application.
So there's a lot of questions, just like me. Not everybody has the answers. Spike Smith says, can you do the Pi to do logging stuff? And I believe the answer is yes. A lot of people are using a Pi for their logging applications, like hammers and stuff, right?
There's 3 different applications with Build-A-Pi. PiQso is one of them. CQR log is another one, and hammers is the third one.
Okay.
Jason, do I have this correct? So again, like Molson, I know nothing about this, but I find it very interesting and very intriguing. I'm so happy you're here. Can you, whether you're home or out in the field, does it sound like you have all these options of what Beer Snack was just showing us, and then you can pick and choose what you want based upon what you want to do for either that hour, or you want to go down a rabbit hole and start doing things with it? Is that a correct statement? It gives you the power to pick and choose what you want to do, right?
It does give you the power to pick and choose what you install,
which is keyword,
not what you're doing.
Okay,
right.
Keyword, what you install. Okay.
Right. So most guys, if they're just getting started, they're just going to go through and install everything. Then if you're going out, say for a POTA activation and you just want to use hammers, pull up hammers and use it.
Do you suggest not installing everything in the beginning, or do it slow? What do you recommend?
It totally depends on what you want to do. If you're just experimenting with it the first time, by all means, install everything. As you progress, and let's say you just want to build an APRS digipeater, don't install anything except the specific tools for the APRS digipeater.
What do you recommend for the new guy then, who just wants to his first time playing in the first hour to 2 days with it, is there something that you would recommend? Say, guys, play with this, whether it's ham radio related or not. Is there something that can be installed to start building your confidence level up?
I think he has a video on that.
The first thing I would do is what I would tell everybody to do is install WSJTX and get on FT8.
Okay.
That's where you're going to make the absolute most contacts in digital radio in the shortest amount of time.
Okay. Excellent.
So Joe was Joe. Are you still going to highlight some of the questions?
He's
or
setting them up.
Yeah, they're starts. If you want to start bringing some of the questions
bring 'em
in,
in.
pop them in.
Yeah, I'm just starting. I'm not clicking. And listening to the rain.
I don't know where the stars are.
Hopefully, you're not
there
going to
you go.
blow away.
I know when.
Don't worry, Joe, Brett, don't worry. I got a bungee cord. We're gonna wrap a bungee cord around your waist.
So Phil, go ahead.
So for those of you who are very experienced in Pi, excuse the amateur questions. I'm on the same page. Okay.
I've not used it either, so don't feel bad.
Spike Smith has two questions I think we can answer together. The first one he says is, do the things come blank and do you have to load stuff you want on it? How do you do that? And I think we alluded to it. And then he goes, so do you need to use a computer to build a Pi, or can you use a Pi to get the stuff you want? So big, quick picture. How does that work?
You're currently, you need to use another computer to flash the SD card that you're going to install into the Pi. When I say flash the SD card, you're basically loading the operating system onto that micro SD card. Once you do that, you can plug that into the Pi and boot the Pi up.
Perfect.
It'll boot
They
from the
don't-
SD card, right?
Yes, it will boot from the micro SD card. They do not come with an operating system installed, but those are freely available.
Okay.
So you just have to download them.
Excellent.
And then
And
once you have the
again-
operating system and you connect Wi-Fi or whatever it is, you're good to go. You don't need a computer anymore, right?
Correct. And again, that video on the GitHub site, that very first one, walks you through every bit of that step by step.
Good.
The best way to burn that or to flash that OS to the SD card, how to get it configured if you want to run it headless the first time. Every single piece of that's in that video.
There you
So
go.
Dave Rollinson says, Build a Pi is the best shack in a box setup I have seen. And I have to say, I've seen a lot of impressive videos of a Pi being used for that. Easy to use and does anything you could want. Jason has put a huge effort into this and it is appreciated. So that's the thing is, for me, I see a lot of videos about it, but I've never looked into it. And I have a Pi here. And it's just like, you think you have to do it yourself and know all the computer programming stuff. And then in reality, it seems very, very easy to do.
Oh, it is.
Especially if there's a video. So I have a buddy.
Easy, Dan can do it.
I have a buddy on Facebook that one of the amateur radio guys, his wife, she has at nighttime she'd get up and she'd go down the stairs. Sometimes she'd forget to turn the lights on and she fell down the stairs. And he built with a Pi a sensor system that would turn on stair lights that he put underneath. And it's just all automated. And it's just really cool. The possibilities are endless beyond even ham radio. So it's something that I want to get into. I have a relay board, have lots of ideas, but have no clue how to do it.
I even think the heart of the Mercury 3 is a Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi and Arduino, I believe.
Wow.
And then there's another amplifier that's a kit from Germany that I think is a Pi board in there. That's the processor for it. So the RS kit, it's the one that
RF kit.
Yeah, the RF kit. The RFK.
That's Arduino
S.
based.
I thought it was Pi.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's very similar.
This question doesn't make any sense to me, but FUP Labs, I don't even know if this is a question. Is this a question? I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. We can't see it.
He goes,
Get it up.
He goes,
Get it up.
I don't know. He goes, question for the Pi King. Is it an image or an app I install on a previously installed Raspbian?
Well, that
It
question
is.
was that question was answered in the chat, but go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jason.
it is not an image. So you load the OS, then you put Build a Pi on top of it. Let me explain the difference for those that don't know. If you download an image for a Raspberry Pi or for any Linux distribution, you get everything that the developer of that image wanted installed for you. You get no choice over what's installed and what's not installed.
Okay.
Build-A-Pie is different in that it lets you pick and choose which applications you want to install. If you choose to install everything, it's going to take it roughly 4 hours to make that happen. The downside to that is we do run into things breaking from time to time because my code is going and looking for specific files or something like that on a website. If they move the page, well, it breaks my script. We do try to get that fixed as quick as possible, but it is going to break. I mean, that's the downside of doing it the way I do it.
Grid tracker.
Is Grid Tracker broken?
Well, it was. I remember reporting that one to you.
Okay.
I found that link. I'm like, oh, that's not going there anymore. And now we got to figure this one out. And
Yep.
I
Jason,
think I sent that to you.
But this sounds like this is a wonderful opportunity for people like Shane, Molson, and myself who don't know anything about this stuff, but yet we want to experiment. That's why we came into the hobby. It's not going to break the bank. It's going to be fun. And
Well, right now it might.
All right, be kind. Come on,
We
just
gotta
go
wait
with
for that
me.
chip
Just go
shortage
with me.
to,
Just go-
to make sure those fours are $7,000.
But I think
Right.
you guys know where I'm going with. This is
Yeah.
a nice opportunity to the days of the old Heath kits and the other build, the Radio Shack building this, build that, and the other kits. It's for us here in this new century of play, you're not going to get hurt. You're not going to, unless you burn unless the place catches on fire, you're going to be all right. Just follow the steps and you're going to be all right. And you can build upon it literally. Start off small, like you said, just choose something, get on there and play. And then it sounds like it could be very addicting and like, oh, I could use it for this, I could use it for that. Next thing you know, and this is fantastic, man. Thank you.
So here's the thing. Let's say you get it up and running and you completely wreck it by doing something goofy.
Okay.
Within about 5 hours, you can be back to where you started if you have to reload every single thing, including the operating system.
Good point.
And it's as easy as pulling out that SD card. There's no hard drive to remove, nothing
Right.
like that.
Just pull out and go. Yeah.
Pull it out, reflash the OS, and then start Build-A-Pie again, and you'll be right back to where you started.
Yeah, they're about 104 for just the Pi here. The Raspberry 4 B 8 gigabytes, 104 now. I know a lot of people, they were like, oh yeah, they're like 40,
There you go.
50 bucks like 2 years ago. And then now it's like,
$185.
Yeah, a year and a half ago, you could pick up the top end Raspberry Pi for like $75.
yeah,
Wow.
no.
Sounds
it's-
like it. Sounds like an 80 meter discussion.
So question, Jason, not to change, but we were talking about your antennas. Do you have like anything new that's in the works that you can, like a new antenna styles or creations that you're coming up with, or?
Not right now. I've got my hands full trying to keep up with the in-fed half waves.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
So if I decide to do anything else, it will require more 3D printers. And I don't have any more space for 3D printers.
The
many
army,
do you
the
got?
army of printing droids.
Oh, come on. The kitchen cabinet or the kitchen counter works great.
Yeah, there you go.
The wife may
How
not
many
approve.
3D printers do you have, Jay?
Oh, it's only 2 of them. There's only 2, but they do run literally 20 hours a day. The problem is with my day job. I told you guys I was a professional photographer. Well, I also do all of the printing and production for that in the same space with all my ham radio gear and the 3D.
Wow.
So
You're a
I've
busy
got
guy.
I've got an entire wall that's nothing but printers of some description.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
Busy man.
And-
busy man.
So
that's pretty awesome.
We call that diversified income.
Well, if
No, that's
anybody in
awesome.
the chat has more questions about pies or any of the Build-A-Pie or any of that stuff, the man is here. Feel free to ask us.
Yeah, now's the time to ask, guys. This is the
Yeah.
time.
So-
This is your opportunity.
well,
I've
and
got
something
one.
else I want to mention, if you do get started in this and you run into a snag or you just can't figure something out, go over to groups.io and search my call sign. You'll find the Build-A-Pie forum, and there is a huge following in there. Guys, if you've got something like the G90, I don't own a G90, so I probably can't help you troubleshoot why the PTT isn't working. But there's a good group over there that's always willing to help out.
So we have a question here. It says, "Is Jason standing up?" He always
Yes.
seems like he's standing up on the stream. So we want to thank K5YVY Amateur Radio for that awesome.
Wow, that's a
awesome
nice guy.
question.
That's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Hey, so
About-
Jason's supposed to be he's supposed to be pretty famous. Shocking Greg says, I tried to talk to Jason on Huntville. I couldn't get through his entourage and security.
Hey, Greg.
All you have
Hey,
to do is come to the pavilion.
hey, Greg, for another $10, I'll let you talk to him right now.
By the end of this
Careful.
stream, we'll be
He'll
able to
ask
buy
for the
5
link.
more of those antenna kits.
No, you ask about me standing up. My entire office is a standing office. I
That's cool.
converted 8-10 years ago. They say sitting is the new smoking. So I tried to get away from that.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, so at my office, that's what all of our desks. If you want to sit down for a few minutes, you can, but you just hit a button and ours will go up, and you can raise everything up for it. The ergonomics people at work says that we should do 2 hours sitting, 2 hours standing, 2 hours sitting, 2 hours standing.
Meanwhile, you guys make us sit for 13 hours to fly across the country to.
Here we go. Molson rant. One in the chat. Molson rant.
We don't fly over to Europe.
There's way too much these days to rant about, Izzo. Like, way
That's
too much.
True.
That
Don't
is
even
true.
ask.
I think our longest flight is 5 hours, and that's going to Hawaii.
So, Jason, I've got one for you. Being a professional photographer, do you have your drone license?
Not yet.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, if you
but
need
that's in
drone
the works.
services, let me know.
I was gonna say, there's 2 of us here that'll be more than happy.
Hey, Tom's got an excellent question here, guys.
Is Jason still using the Raspberry Pi tablet that you got?
So I got 2 tablets almost at the same time. One of them was the Raspad, and I am not using it anymore. I was not a huge fan of that one. There's another one, and I never can remember the name of it. EIV or something weird like that I did a video on. I am still using that in conjunction with the 705.
Very cool.
Okay.
You like your 705?
I love the 705.
Good. Welcome to the
Everyone that owns one seems to have that same
Joe
same
Brett,
reaction.
In
Joe Brett,
the
you
most
like your
recent
705?
video, he was
Let's see
talking
Joe
about
Brett.
a 705. He was talking about that he was connecting his Pat Winlink through Vera to his 705.
Yep.
And he goes, I don't know any other radio, just the 705.
No, it's always a tough choice between the 705 and the 891. Those are my 2 favorite radios to take out.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. James, Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Important question, Jason. You're a busy man. When do you find the time for the most important thing in life, POTA?
Good question. So I talked my wife into buying an RV last summer.
Oh,
Nice.
look at that.
Well, I needed a place out of the, in case it started raining that I could still POTA.
There you go.
There's 1,000 good reasons to buy an RV. Think about it.
And all those parks to activate.
Yeah, if you go look at my POTA log, there's not a lot of them. I do get out every chance I can, but that's not very often.
You got, admit it, you guys sleep on the polo, and the bedroom was now your print shop. Right?
Converted the back of the RV to a mobile print shop.
So real quick, Daniel, you were talking about how you're not really familiar with Linux and stuff. Jason also has a newsletter that comes out weekly, and there he's got this little bits and bytes section that teaches you little commands on how to use stuff in your Pi. So today was CP-R, which
Good
is
memory.
recursive. Yeah, that's because I was using it all week.
And he probably has it pulled up in front of him.
Actually, no, I don't. But it's the copy command and a recursive, so it would copy everything from that directory and its subdirectories to wherever you were putting it. But he gives you what the command is, and he gives you an explanation of what it is and why you would use it.
Nice.
You guys laugh, but I remember a couple months ago, I was upgrading a program at work. like a CAD
Oh, I
program.
remember this.
And I was like, Steve, Beer Snack, I need your help. What laptop do I buy?
Which one has a CD in it?
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
literally had
Tech support. How can I help you?
No, we literally had a video conference call where I shared the screen about the specs of the software. And then like we were shopping on PC Canada or whatever website, Best Buy or whatever.
Best Buy
trying
Canada.
trying to find the best, like I can run a mean program. That's not a problem. Don't ask me which computer will run the mean program. That's a whole nother story, right? So you guys laugh at me, but I'm so computer, like I can run a Mac because you can't do anything on a Mac. You start it up and you start the program and you run the program. You can't program it. You can't add memory. You can't do any of that stuff. A PC, forget it.
But you run these massive cutting laser print
Yeah,
cutting
how do you
machines.
do that?
They're pre-programmed for him.
No.
Can you run them on a Pie? Molson, can you run those on a Pie now?
You could.
You probably could, yeah. It'd probably be better than what's on there now. But like I said,
If a Molson can do it, a Pi can do it.
like I said, I can run the programs, no problem, right? I can do the CADs and all that and program the G code for the CNCs, but don't ask me to diagnose a problem. Today, you know that little live feed in Windows, it pops up, it's got the weather and all that stuff. It's the feed bar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it froze on my computer. And there's a guy in my office like, oh
Must've been
shit,
cold.
why isn't it going away? So like I'm like, oh yeah, task manager, find the force quit, and I force quit the feed, and that was my victory for the day with computers. Like that was literally
Celebrate the wins, my friends. Celebrate the wins.
Usually mine is a 3-finger salute. We'll start all over.
And Jason, I remember you saying you couldn't stay the entire time. So anytime you need to bow out, just give us a hand signal and we'll say salute. So
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
thanks for coming in
For a
tonight.
few more minutes.
Yeah.
I have three questions.
Okay.
What do you have for the future for Build-A-Pie?
Trying to keep up with all of it. Lately, there has been a ton of stuff coming out. We got the 64-bit of PiOS. So that broke several things. I think with the last release, we got it worked out. Then Vara just came out. I'm already working on Pat Menu to incorporate Vara into Pat Menu. So you'll be able to start it just like you can RDOT currently. I don't know what else might be coming.
So with regards to Vara, is it being emulated on the Pi, like through Wine, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Wine and Box 86.
Okay.
Because we got to not only move it from Windows to Linux under emulation, but we've also got to make that run on an ARM processor.
Okay. Next up on KM4ACK YouTube, advanced QSO optimization algorithms on a Raspberry Pi neural net with AI. Thank you, Dennis.
That just went right over my head. I'm like, wow, Dennis.
Well, and then we're going to figure out how to link it into Dennis's reflector.
Yeah,
So
there
there's
you
a
go.
D-star.
So before we were talking about Jason leaving, but before we go, I have somebody in the comments who said a couple times, he said he votes yes, and you all know what that means.
We have to make a motion.
I make a motion that we bring in KM4ACK into the Ham Radio Clubhouse as an honorary member.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, then.
Oh, aye.
We will
Welcome
send
to
you a
the
bill
club.
for the dues.
Jason, are you ready for the rapid? Jason, you ready for rapid question rounds?
Rapid question round. Well, wait a minute. Beer Snack said he had 3 questions and he only got to 1. Is he that bad of a counter?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Or he forgot the other 2 questions already.
Well,
Yes,
when
it
I
takes-
say
gets up his
3,
shoes
all
on.
right, 0, 1, 2, okay? The one band or the one question that Don likes to ask that everybody has to answer is, what's your favorite band?
40 meters.
Okay.
And what's your other favorite band?
What's your other favorite band?
Wait a minute. You can't have 2 favorites.
Yes,
You
Yes,
can only have one favorite band.
You can have 40 meters in Metallica.
exactly. You tell us, man. It could be Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. It could be AC/DC, Kiss. You tell us, man. What's your favorite band?
You're talking about musical band?
Music. There you go.
Yeah. Music.
This is
What do you listen to?
rapid fire, so it's usually not ham related.
Yeah. What do you listen to?
I listen to more country music than anything.
There you go.
Older country, current country.
Oh no current country to speak of. That's not country music.
So you
It's
like the
not
Merle
country
Haggard?
music. Anything
thinking-
after 2005 is not country music.
No,
I
absolutely
agree
not.
with that.
Yep. Oh yeah, George Jones, Merle Haggard. Yeah.
I have a
Middle Tennessee boy.
playlist on my Spotify that's called "The Best Damn Country Ever," and there's not a song on it that's newer than 2002.
Really?
Everything goes backwards from there.
Jason, do you have the hat and the boots and the belt buckle?
No.
You got the voice. You don't have it all.
He's got the voice because he's in that area. Yeah.
Jason, what's your favorite snack?
That's a random question.
It's
for
called
ham
rapid
radio.
fire.
Rapid fire, man. All right, chicken,
Beef
chocolate.
jerky.
Beef
Jerky.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
What kind of beef jerky? What
don't-
flavor? What flavor?
Venison.
Cooked.
Nice.
Do you buy it? Do you buy it locally from a guy in the area, or
Buy my venison.
no? Your jerky. Like, is there a guy you know in the area and say, hey, I'll take a pound of it
Well,
when you?
there are venison people that sell venison.
Yeah,
But,
there is.
But yes, I'm sure.
No,
I'm sure
I'm
he goes
going
out with a
to-
pew pew and takes them himself.
we all
Yeah,
know
I'm going to harvest it, process it,
that was going to be my next.
and
That
make my own
It's
and make my
homemade.
own jerky.
homemade. We got
Homemade.
Roll your own.
chicken, steak, or fish.
Steak,
How do you like your steak?
rare.
Beer or whiskey?
Blue rare or like rare? Like
D-
which one?
Beer or whiskey would depend on if it's summer or winter.
Oh no, you can drink whiskey in the summertime.
I
By
didn't
the
say you
pool, I
couldn't.
do it all the time.
I didn't say you couldn't.
There's video proof of it. Oh wait, that was tequila. Never mind.
What else? What else do you? Serious question. What else do you do with the venison? Do you do sausage? Do you do? What else do you do with it?
We'll process everything from it. The back straps we'll process for breakfast. The tenderloin we'll keep out. We'll make some steaks, roast, and everything else is ground.
Is there so year round? Is there something always in the freezer?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes. We seriously we do our own processing because I want to know that is done properly, and I don't want any waste out of it. We even maintain the bones, the leg bones, so that we can make our own bone broth. And then we turn around.
Really
And
nice. I never
Yeah.
heard of that.
Then
but
we-
that
then
sounds
we-
very interesting.
we turn around and pressure can that, so we've got that over the year as well.
Nice.
Well, if you ever have any extra venison breakfast sausage, I'm good on cures.
Yeah, as well as
or just meet me at the
as well as the
Nashville
jerky.
airport.
as well as the jerky. I've had it a few times, and it's incredible. I absolutely love it. It's just hard to get somebody locally here to me.
Yeah,
Is it
to get
scary
it.
that the first thing that I thought when he said that he keeps the bones in my mind, I said to make chairs? Like that.
I
the
thought
Jack
you were going to
Daniels
say
barrel.
tent steaks.
When
but
the
okay.
3D, when the 3D, Paulson, when the 3D. I was just going to say when the 3D printers break down, those are the winders.
There you go.
Hey,
It'll be whittled
Nothing wrong
out. There
with
might be a
that.
little delay in stock on that, so just give
But
me a forewarning.
I gotta go back, Jason. You said rare. Do you mean blue or like? Because like there's different levels of rare, right? Like, is it blue you like, or is because that's a little.
We're talking about steak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta go back to that. You can't just say you like rare and not describe it, because a lot of people say just rare, but they don't. There's multiple levels to that.
Slightly not mooing.
Yeah,
Yeah, very slightly.
Yeah, very
Like-
slightly not
like
mooing.
30
it
seconds
needs-
aside.
Yeah,
Kinda
it-
like
drop
it
it on the
need-
grill, slide it across, flip it over, slide it back, put it on a
So
plate.
you like a
That's
blue.
it.
No. Little S&P. All right,
That's
3
nasty
minutes
stuff.
on one side, 3 minutes on the other. Then you're done.
Yeah. If it gets warm in the center, we've got an issue.
It's overcooked.
By the way, we have Life at Terminal Velocity in here, and he uses your. I'm sure you know, but he jumps from airplanes and uses your unfed half wave to call CQ there. So
Does a
that's
great
pretty awesome.
job at it. He does a great job with it.
Nice.
Spike Smith says, use bear grease to cook your venison. Thank me later.
Okay. As soon as I can figure out where to acquire bear grease.
I mean, there are black bear in Tennessee, so.
Bow hunt or gun season? All the seasons.
There you go.
All right.
And
Yeah, my grandparents stayed married because of the 2 seasons. Fishing season and hunting season.
Jason, are you going to Xenia?
No.
Xenia?
Known as Dayton.
Not that I'm. Wait a minute. Is that
May.
Dayton.
In May. Dayton. Yeah.
Dayton? Yes, I'm
May.
going to try to go. Let me say that. The day job may have other plans, but I'm going to try to go.
Excellent.
Let us know who wins that race.
You heard that too, huh?
Yeah,
I thought it was
exactly.
me for a minute. I'm like, oh, crap. That's
Yeah,
the only one
right.
that happens at my house.
I know. I'm looking around like, where the hell? Where's that coming from? I'm inside the tent. I'm inside the ice hut, the hut right now.
All right. No, I have my last. My questions are done. Don, are you done with your questions?
Let me tell you something. He answered everything and more, man. I am so happy you came on tonight. So happy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me this
Yeah,
evening.
absolutely. Thanks for
You are
thanks for
welcome
coming
back.
out.
You are welcome back anytime, brother. Anytime.
And we will be building and adding your antenna to one of the second giveaway, by the way. So our second system, the second radio station we give away is going to have one of your antennas in it. So
Awesome.
Yes.
Steve's gonna solder that up for us and include that in the for the winner. But that's all I'm telling you about the second pack. So
Yes. Everything else is shh. Vern 6. Thank you, brother Vern. As always. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Thank you, Javern. Jason, you have a regular website where everybody could get information on this? I know you mentioned the GitHub. You mentioned we talked about the shop. Do you have a straight website that we can link in here? People can go to?
No, GitHub, the web store, and then the groups.io is the 3 best places.
Okay.
So Vern asked Jason if you're going to Huntsville.
Yes. The only year I have missed Huntsville since I was a licensed ham was the year of they canceled because of COVID. That is practically in my backyard, so I have to go to that one.
And then I interrupted you, so please continue.
Must not have been important because I can't remember what it was.
Best places to reach you would be the website, the shop, and Groups.io, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Those would be the best places.
All right.
And we've got links to all of Jason's stuff here in the description for those on the podcast. The GitHub, the store, all that stuff. I'll put the groups.io in there. And we'll get it taken care of. And if you got any questions, hopefully I will be reaching out to you with my problems with a Raspberry Pi here soon.
Well, I'd also like to mention that there's more in that store than just the antenna kits.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has there's a dipole center, right? That's currently out of stock.
No, that one's
morale
in
patches.
stock.
Oh, it is?
That one's in stock. Yeah.
Wasn't there stickers and other things? I remember seeing.
Yeah, there's stickers, there's morale
yeah.
patches, there's custom gear. You can have your call sign put on a lot of the gear. There's even license plates for your car.
It truly is a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
And every purchase helps me spend more time with Build-A-Pie
There you
and
go.
the videos.
There you go,
And the videos.
If nothing else, there you go.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome. That's such an informative time having you here, especially for me with the Build-A-Pie. But I have to tell you guys, you laugh at me, but in high school I was in the computer club. Just to tell you that.
AV.
I wouldn't announce that.
Dude, we had the first gen. Our school was the first gen Apples. That's what we had. And it was,
Wow. Oh yeah.
spectacular. It was amazing.
You weren't part of the AV. You weren't part of the AV group who wheeled in the projector or the overhead projector.
The acetate
or,
machine there, the
Yeah.
acetate. Remember, used to print on those clear plastics there.
Yeah.
Those were the bomb. Those things were the best.
The overhead, the projector.
The overhead projector. Remember that?
Sit there right on,
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Anyways, pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna have to get myself a 4 because somebody gave me a 1, and I was like, yes, I have a pie. And then I was like talking with the buddies, like, which one do you have? I'm like, I don't know. And I showed it to him. He's like, oh, you have the 1. That's shit.
Time to upgrade.
He's like, no wonder why you gave it to you for free. I'm like,
Hey guys, I am going to have to bow out of here.
Jason,
thanks
thank
for
you
coming
very
on,
much, man. It's a
A
pleasure.
thousand,
having you.
a thousand thank yous, man.
Yep.
And
Thank you guys for having
seriously,
me this evening.
Open invitation, brother. Open invitation.
Greatly
7-3.
appreciated.
Be
And it's
safe
cool
and
to
have
be
fun.
it's cool to be an honorary member.
Oh, man, the bet it's better than American Express. I'm telling you, the rewards are incredible.
yeah.
Cool. I'll definitely look into the rewards program.
Yeah, I think it starts with a sticker pack. I think, right?
How many? Wait a minute. How many pages of fine print are in your rewards program?
Oh,
Fine
we
print.
don't-
Are there any blackout days?
Wait a minute. We don't do grammar. We don't do math on this show, and we don't talk
Fine
about
print.
the
How
small
good's your
print.
eyesight?
Yeah. All I'm going to tell you is your mileage may vary. That's all we're going to tell you.
Hey guys, thanks again. 7-3.
Thanks, Jason. Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
man.
And make
Thank
sure you
brother.
tune in next week to watch the giveaway we have.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
that was, guys. That was fun. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Once again, guys, another great guest on Tuesday night. You know, if you're missing it, Team Replay, everybody on the Twitter, the
Podcast.
podcast. I'm saying I was getting ready to say the iPod. That's
Well,
probably-
you can get it on your iPod.
You can. Your iPod Touch, or even your iPod Shuffle.
Yeah. Wherever it's your favorite pod.
And guess what? Starting next week, we're gonna start uploading them to the Sony Walkmans. Okay, so don't you worry as you're sitting inside the rest home. Don't you worry.
No, it's gonna be the Zune. We're putting them on the Zune.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
What was it
brings
called?
back
No.
back
What's it
some
called?
memories. The
What's it
Zoom.
called?
The
What's that?
Zune.
What's Zoom?
beer snack
I don't
right
know
there
what
for
Zoom
you.
is.
Oh, be glad you don't.
Zune was Microsoft's answer to the iPod.
Never heard of it.
It
Never
was.
for this long. You're not missing anything.
Okay.
No.
It was Windows ME for the iPod.
Okay.
Ugh. Sure was ME
Remember-
and not Vista.
Yeah, no, it was ME.
And if we get any special requests for people who want it on 8-track tape, we will do it because it'll just run until you pull it out. So,
Man, you got me into Discman and Walkman. Remember?
It's mini disc.
No, but remember the like Sony Walkman, like the cassette player, right? And then they came out with the sports version that was like yellow and it was all cool looking and
the strap.
I remember wanting that because it looks so like kind of like robust and like cool. And then now as you get older, you realize that it's just like the way there's no difference at all except for the plastic molding, right?
Scout, you're incredible. That was available on Betamax. What was that? Betamax. And what was the other one?
Mini disc.
Mini
Sony
disc.
mini disc.
Yeah, or Blu-ray, guys. We're gonna put it. We're gonna put us on Blu-ray for you. All right.
Jeez.
Limited
Real reels.
edition.
We're gonna do
Limited
8
edition.
millimeter. Nope, 8
There you
millimeter.
go.
You want to go to 8mm? If we're gonna do 8mm, I want it in black and white. That's all I'm gonna ask.
Burn this show to floppy disk. It'll only take about 700 of them.
Which one? A 5
7
1/4 or a 3 1/2?
3 1/2.
The big one.
3.5.
What were the big ones there? 5 and
Oh my
1/4?
God.
Hold on,
5 1/4.
You had there was 8-inch. 8-inch. Was
Yeah, you had the 8s.
You had 8, 5 1/4, 5 1/4, 3 1/2.
I don't remember. I don't even remember the 8s. What was the 8s used for? Just more capacity?
Storing
Or-
information.
Oh,
you really?
Aussie
Yeah.
Ham Radio for the win. Put it on the laser disc.
Oh gosh.
Laser disc.
Those things were so freaking heavy.
You know, at
They
work
were.
we still have stacks of the CDRs.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I was walking through. I was like, why do we still have those guys? Like, why do we keep the stack of brand new CDRs? Yeah, why?
Why
What's the
beer
point?
snack? What do
You can't
need
even. You can't
This
even
is
buy
one
a
of
computer
5.
now.
Are you throwing them at people like frisbees to say wake up? I mean, what do you?
Skeet
Start your
shooting.
practice.
I was going to say, we're all about the same age. Who had the Talk Boy from Home Alone?
Never. No,
I didn't.
I know what you're talking about. I
That's the
wanted
little cassette
one.
player that
Yeah.
Kevin talked
Yep.
into to change
I
his voice.
wanted one real bad. Oh, I would have gotten in trouble. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't have one because I think I would have gotten in trouble.
No, come on.
Scout, at least he knows how to get his antenna down. I'm going to back my boy up on this one.
Did Molson
thanks for
ask
having my
which were
back
bigger,
there.
the 3.5 or 5.25?
But we're going to make a
Wow.
decision. We're not going to do reel to reel because only real musicians had the reel to reel. And since we're not real YouTubers, we can't.
That's
do reel to
correct.
reel.
That's
We're amateurs.
We're amateurs.
The
Now,
top boy
so
looks
on-
cool.
On the which is bigger comment,
Really?
you talking-
You're gonna drag this?
are you-
You're gonna keep going with
Well,
this?
Spin the bottle, Dan. Spin the bottle.
Spin the bottle. There
are
we
you
go.
talking the space it would actually hold or the size of the disc?
What's this?
I'm giving you an out.
Weren't
Is
the
it the-
volume? The volumes on the 3.5s were bigger.
Right.
Right.
The
5.25 would
no.
you'd serve like
Or
10,
the size
10
of the disc.
kilobytes or 10 bytes of data.
No,
10 what?
the
10?
original standard density 3.25s were, or I'm sorry, 3.5s.
Yeah.
The 3.5s were 700 megabytes. The double density, which were the second generation, were 1.44.
And they had a metal band.
Wish I had a mic to drop, but I don't want to drop this thing.
They had a metal band around. What was the metal band for?
On the front
Metal
of it?
band.
Yeah.
On the
what
front? It was to protect the
Here, hold on. I'm
film
gonna go get
that's
my
on the
3D
inside.
printed save icon. Hold on.
I actually had somebody say that at work, and I wanted to slap the kid.
All right, and this. All right, and okay, and help me out. The Radio Shack Tandy stuff.
See you, Vern.
You had to
Take care, Vern.
You had to put a cassette tape in to make certain things run. What was the purpose of that?
That's where the programming was. That's where
That
the
was on the
program
program.
was.
That's so Raspberry Pi is taking it from those days, right? Where you have to use the SD card or the little card to run it.
Kind of. You know, the SD card takes place of the hard drive that's in your standard computer.
Okay,
Uh,
very cool. What does Beer Snack have for us?
the 3D printed save icon.
3D printed save icon. This, when you put it in the drive, would slide to the side so that the head could read the disc. There you go. That's what that was.
Look at that. Now we,
Dust cover.
you know something. Now I can sleep tonight. That's
Yeah?
that's been bugging me for like 40 years.
So my question is, can I put data on this disc or no?
You tell me. I don't know.
No, it's
negative.
locked. It's locked.
You've got it locked.
How
See,
about
I know
this one?
that.
Oh God, I have no idea.
Jesus.
What's that? Wait, what the
That a
hell is that?
cassette?
Zip drive. That's a zip drive.
That's a
baby.
zip
Oh,
drive.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember the zip drives. Yes, I remember zip drives. Yes.
I have one of those at work. Not used anymore.
Still?
We have a box. We have a box full of old. Like we have that scanner that you could. It would import if you had the the cameras, the old rolls that you get the negatives back. You
Yeah.
know, they cut them into sections.
Film.
35.
There's like
Film,
this,
yeah.
35
35 millimeter film.
yeah, there was like the scanner that you would put over it, and it would like take a picture of it and
Yeah.
import it into the computer.
Is there anybody
You're
running
A
around?
negative scanner.
Anybody
Yeah.
running around with the thumb drive around the lanyard, so wherever you went, you can. Because that's
keep
been
'em on-
replaced.
I keep them on my keys.
Because that's been replaced with stuff up in the cloud, right? Is that a correct statement? Everything if you need to do
Yes.
anything, because there's a security risk right now. Is that correct? Of inserting things into computers, they don't want you doing that. Is that a correct
Well, you
statement?
definitely shouldn't insert certain things into computers.
Let's hope not. I mean, I bought a brand new computer. It does not have a drive at all. There's no physical media drive in it.
There's nothing.
There's USB ports and there's hard drives in it, of course, but there's no physical media drives, CD, anything.
Beer
Which I thought
snack
was
on that
weird.
zip drive. Which interface is that zip drive?
Parallel.
Okay.
This is the original, but it had the pass through as well.
No, the original was the SCSI.
Was SCSI the original?
All
I
right,
thought
what
it
is?
was the other way
I heard
around.
that before. What is a SCSI drive mean?
SCSI? It's just the interface.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, all these guys would be talking. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, that's old technology that even I've forgotten about.
Scuzz, I'm like, is that like similar to like a Scuzz missile?
That's a drink that you make whenever you want to make somebody angry. You give them a scuzzy.
which is the opposite if you're giving somebody a noogie, which is, you know what I mean?
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to have to bow out because I've got to go control some airplanes.
This is gonna go to we're gonna go downhill real fast if you leave.
Yeah.
I will leave the show in your tender, loving hands.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, brother.
As always, a pleasure. We'll see you guys next week. Looking forward to the drawing. I'm going to have a video. I'm going to try to record it tomorrow to give away the little FRS radios.
Thank you, Anime.
So that was really cool. If you didn't see on Twitter, I posted. I actually had a weather alert go off, and I had the radio on so I could see how the weather alert function works, and it is loud.
You should give one to Joe Brett.
So you guys want to?
Well, he's registered for that. Okay. So I will say 73. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
Long, brother. Be safe. Be safe.
So you guys want to throw back to old technology. So today a lot of people are getting stickers made. So you have vinyl plotters that will cut the vinyl and do the stickers that you put on cars and doors and stuff like that. Back in the day, I remember when people used to come in and paint them by hand.
No kidding. Really?
All the artwork. Yeah, and I'm not that old. So like when I was younger as a kid, I remember that at my dad's work, people used to come in and do the painting of like graphics or artwork that you wanted would be done by hand. And yeah, it's very crazy. And you think about it, there's a lot of people who were really good at that, and that's gone. Like those people were put out very quickly, like an artistic ability. But it's crazy how in the last like 20, 30 years, everything's changed. Everything.
Well, find me a guy that can do old school pinstriping on cars.
Yeah.
They're out there.
They're out there. They're few and far between, and I'm talking the true old school pinstripers.
Mm-hmm. Right. They're probably my age, and unless it's been handed down by somebody who started off as that apprentice and is very good at it. You know what I mean?
Gotta have a steady hand.
I was just going to say,
show up at Bike Week
BSR,
and let me know what they want to pinstripe your motorcycle.
Right.
I can buy a new bike for cheaper.
Wow.
No, it's actually funny when you think about just like the last 10 years, how even just cell phones from like BlackBerry to where we are today, to computers, to MP3 players, to everything, is that we've had so many things change at such a quick pace, and even if now you wanted to use your old Nokia phone, you pretty much can't to some degree, right?
No, you literally can't, because my Google Pixel 4 was just shut off by my phone provider because it doesn't have the correct antenna in it.
Yeah,
because they said it's a 3G phone.
I'm sorry, Steve. Shocking. He always knows when this.
Checking Guy says, "I know a guy in the alley who will pinstripe your car for $40 and change your brakes."
$10 a pad.
No, but he'll change your brakes, but you know what? He'll take them off the front and put them on the back.
Rotate. Just like rotating tires, isn't it?
I get on my Molson rant talking about phones.
Yeah, but my observation in all this change, one of the things that's cool about this hobby is you can get a radio from 50 years ago and more. And if it's like the radio itself is functioning, you can transmit just as much, right?
Absolutely, guys.
Like I got a 30-year-old radio over there. It transmits beautifully, right?
Right.
Swans, the boat anchors,
Swans, the Holocrafters, the Collins equipment, the guys who play with vintage radios. You're absolutely right, Daniel. You're absolutely right.
It's
go find a good old spark gap. You'll be good.
It's probably one of the only hobbies where there's not many where you can still, or one of the activities that you can use old equipment. Like obviously you fix up cars, that's one. Even guys who fix like old radios like Tio does with the not radios, old computers like Tio does with the Commodore, but you're limited, I think, to some degree in what you can do. Like you can't go outside of the computer itself.
We got to get my buddy Jeff back on, who was on last year, because Jeff restores radios. You know that radio, like Steve knows that radio. We got to get him back on here and talk about how to restore, at the basic level. And it's not what you think it is. And some of these people who have these radios that have been sitting there, and they think they have like $1,000 radio. It's not $1,000 radio.
I'd love to see. You know who else I'd love to see on Dawn? Is if we can get another Canuck on Mr. Carlson's lab, that would be amazing.
Oh my god! Yeah,
work on it.
That'd be amazing.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Hey guys, Junie update. I heard Junie's doing well. I saw her on Facebook. Was it yesterday? She picked up the ducks and she's moving somewhere down south. So Junie, if you're listening, or if anyone can get in touch with her, or and I sent her a heart on Facebook. We wish her extremely well. Junie is a longtime dear friend of this show, along with Moochie and all of them. And Moochie and Molson had a great conversation, and so catch that on Team Replay, y'all.
What do you guys think if I add the link to the show and get some guests on, some of our viewers to come on and say hi? I see Aussie Ham Radios in the house.
Yeah,
and
we got about 30 minutes there, sure.
Yeah, 30 minutes, sure.
Who wants to be brave? Who wants to be brave?
You can be brave and bearded if you have a beard like
Oh,
Aussie Ham Radio.
Christ. Oh, Christ. I guess that leaves me out.
Yeah, I seem to have lost my razor, so.
Today's cell phone has more processing power than Neil and the boys took with them and landed on the moon. Wow.
Hey, Pat. Good evening.
How's it going?
How you doing, Pat?
I am good.
Carlos is here. Oh my God! Look who just dropped in via parachute. And his hair is so. And his hair. Look, dude.
That's the helmet. That was his helmet.
That's his helmet head.
It's keeping. Yeah, it's his helmet hair.
Helmet hair. Look at him. He looks handsome tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very kind of you.
You got to part that. One day I want to see you put gel and part it.
Ah.
Your beard.
Ooh, gel in the beard. That would be interesting. I might have to do that just for kicks.
Hey, Carlos, when was the last time? So how old is that? Like, what's your vintage? Are you like 3 years in, 5 years in?
Into the hobby?
No. Into the beard. What was the last time?
Well, this is not a fair assessment of the age of the beard because I trim it on a regular basis.
Okay.
I decided to start growing it out sometime in late 2019 before the whole COVID thing started. And, not having to see customers for about a year made it really easy to just grow it, like properly grow it out without it, being an issue. But if I hadn't trimmed it by now, it'd be down to my belly. I trim it every month.
So I have a question here just to answer before you go on, Don. Larry Burke says, how do I register to win the new ham gear? So Larry, if you go to the hamradioclubhouse.com, hamradioclubhouse.com, opening page, the homepage, you will see there your opportunity to enter. You got to tell us about yourself. And pretty much that's it. Put your call sign, information about yourself. It'll submit it to us, and we're going to be putting that all together and reviewing everything and going from there. So
Scout 75, you are right again. That's all I'm going to say. Scout 75 is right again.
So well, Don, what were you saying? Sorry. About your.
He was complimenting Carlos's hair.
He looks marvelous tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Carlos, any plans for jumps at Huntsville?
Say again?
Any plans on jumping at Huntsville?
Oh, yeah, the plan is definitely there. My plan is to be at Dayton, Xenia, and down at Huntsville. I contacted the folks at Dayton, Xenia, and they won't let me jump into the Hamfest. The drop zone is literally 5 miles away.
Do you need a note from Ham Radio Clubhouse? Will that help?
Yes, I need a note.
Probably not.
Listen, we'll write you a note. We're Shane.
I can see it now. Carlos jumps at Xenia and calls CQ on the talk-in frequency parachute mobile.
Oh my God!
Because from that height,
that'll make everybody
smoke that
blow
repeater.
Everybody will blow their.
Well,
Wow.
that's the plan. So my plan is to call CQ once on the repeater and say, I'm listening here. I'm talking here, but I'm listening on 5.2. Go to
Just like a
5.2.
DXer. Just like a DXer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Carlos, your mic is going weird.
That was Don.
That was
That was
mine,
done.
really?
Oh, okay. So since we're in the second half, late in the second half, less viewers and all that, and people who watch on the replay will have tuned out. Interesting topic to talk about. There was a conversation that happened in relation to repairing antenna towers, one that was cracked. And I thought it was a very interesting, it stemmed from a video. And I was very interesting topic. Have any of our viewers, have you repaired your own tower as far as for cracks or welds? And let's talk about it here, guys. Like, I think that's a very interesting idea, or not interesting idea. I think that's a very questionable practice personally. But what have you guys experienced in that? Like,
As a terrible welder, I can tell you that the weld would be better than the material and the steel, what do you call it, the antenna's made out of, the tower's made out of.
yeah,
So if you weld an antenna tower, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to burn a hole through the material. But the weld itself is going to be stronger than the material itself ever was.
yeah. So I want to just announce before we talk about this personally, and I think I speak for the clubhouse, we do not suggest that you fix your own tower, replace the piece, right? That's my personal perspective. So I think.
Well, are you talking a tower you have to climb or a tilt over?
Well, they're both would be the same thing. So at the end of the day, they're both structurally engineered. They're both specified. They both have their load ratings based on the manufacturer's fabrication, his specs, right? So in my industry, if you modify anything like that, you just null and voided all warranties, all liabilities, anything, any engineering stamps.
And a possible safety issue.
Many insurances will not cover
Won't honor
if repairs are done by yourself.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and if anybody even got hurt, like let's say right now on the show we said, yeah, just weld it, right? And somebody goes and does that, and something happened. Number one, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself when it costs nothing to replace a section of a tower. It really, it's so cheap. Like, it's compared to, first of all, let's put this into reality. Most people don't have a welder. Most people would have to hire out a welder. And if you've hired out a welder, you know it's very expensive. Or you get your buddy to come, you give him a beer. And I don't know if I want my buddy with a
We're
beer.
shacking Greg. We're shacking Greg when you need it.
No, but like
before the beer or after the beer, right?
During
the beer, absolutely.
Oh, that's how you cool it down.
That's wasn't born. It'd be all right.
Waste a perfectly good beer. Unless we're using Miller Lite, then go for it.
Oh man,
that's when you call an ape.
That's when you call an ape. He won't let you pour it out on the ground, though.
No, he won't.
Not even for your homies.
No. Well, no, you can. He just has to filter it first.
Yep.
Thank you.
What's going on, Jim?
Not much. How you guys doing?
That
was a good show tonight. You had Jason on.
Yeah.
I like Jason. Jason is pretty dang sharp.
He is, man.
Yes, he is.
He's got a lot of good
even
things
if his accent
going on.
says not so.
I don't let the accent fool me. I live in Alabama. I'm surrounded by that, and the one I'm married to is way smarter than me.
Well,
So I thought we won't tell her.
I say that
she knows it. I tell her.
My father-in-law is from Arkansas, and he's one of the smartest men I know. Period.
Yet he still lets you into the family.
Yeah, right. How did that happen?
Well, he didn't have much of a choice. I proposed to his daughter before I even met him.
My wife said the prison wasn't letting out that day, so what the hell? You can come home with
me. Somebody drew the small straw.
I thought it was hysterical. I thought you guys had a really good show tonight. And Molson, you are just comedy gold, buddy. Comedy gold.
What? I was trying to be serious. You mean I'm a joke?
What am I, a joke to you? Am I a joke?
Yeah, what am I?
You're
joking?
funny.
Yeah.
Well, I feel. I mean, I'm not making fun of you like you don't know anything about computers. I just didn't realize there was any of you people left in the world.
Hey, that's what keeps me gainfully employed, Jim.
That's right. I know. I work for one who has to have me to change his iPhone password every 45 days. So,
Jim, that one right there. Okay.
That's Mr. Paper Log over there. Oh, I smelled that when I heard about the paper logs 2 years ago.
Hey, Jim, if you want a really good
He's on
laugh,
digital now.
I have a user for one of the companies that we manage that called me on Monday and said, hey, my password expired over the weekend. Can you reset my password? And he was remote, so we couldn't really reset his password and make him change it right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I reset his password for him to something ridiculously long. He's like, you expect me to type all that? I'm like, until you get back to the office and change it yourself, yes.
That's right. That's right.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It's the opening chapter.
He turned off his calendar the other day on his iPhone. And he comes in, what have you done? What have you done? My calendar's all messed up. I personally am responsible for every piece of the word I want to use. I'm not going to say on your show. Everything
Equipment.
he screws up on that phone, I must have done something, right? Yes, I hit the button that makes your contacts not work, right? So he's fussing about his calendar. In the long story short, he had turned it off. It was completely off.
Dalton. That's a
And I'm
Dalton.
like, what did you do? And he said, I didn't change anything. It was working yesterday and it doesn't work today. I'm like, no. And he just had turned it
There's
off.
that button called airplane mode. You know, it works wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get on. I can't get on the internet. I can't get on that YouTube. Yeah,
Don,
did you pay the bill?
I used to work at a place. I used to work at a place with a bunch of PhDs.
My favorite one, the ticket that comes in is everything is down. Okay, Becky, you can't
down.
get VictoriaSecret.com because we blocked it.
Right.
Everything isn't down. You
Right.
can't go to one website. There's a difference.
Right.
Carlos, IT guy versus sales guy.
We had a guy one time that said he called us and said his internet file was broken. I just had no words.
You know what's funny about this topic, Jim, is that right before we started the show, I was telling the guys at work week today, we were talking about changing the complaint department to the caring department, CARIN, so that it was caring, but it was more like Karen department.
I see what you did there.
I think a lot of these things are meant for the Karen department. But,
I will say something. You know, I know we're making fun of the non-IT people here. But I'll
Press
be honest
1
with
to
you.
talk to the manager.
The IT thing. I got a couple friends who fix engines for a living, right? I can put gas in the tank on my car, and I know when to change the tires, and I help with their computers. How are you so smart? This is all I've ever done my entire life. I can't change out a carburetor. So, probably.
But you know, like it's funny,
Good
but
point.
so today, last week I was talking about TikTok, and then today I got rid of my account just because I don't use it anymore. And dude, there's so much garbage.
Thought you were watching
Anyways.
TikTok for the news.
But dude, Pat is tearing up. Seriously, Pat is tearing up TikTok.
And Dennis, I call them muggles as well. Yes, sir. Or mundanes.
Anyway, listen, I just deleted my TikTok because I was like, because you know, like, there's some things that when they're on your phone, it just becomes a habit, and I got enough habits. I don't need to have another one, right? So I said, you know, I'm gonna like purge myself from that for now. I had to Google how to delete my account on TikTok. Okay, but here's the thing: is that
You gotta call the IT. You gotta call the IT manager.
But you laugh at it, but like it's sometimes these things are hidden. Like these things,
course
it's
they are.
intentional.
Of course
And the
Actually,
worst part is-
Molson's right. It's really hard to quit a lot of that stuff. Kind of
They
like
don't
that
want you.
ex-girlfriend of
They
yours.
don't want you to leave. They don't want
That's
you to
right.
leave.
The worst is they're like, why are you deleting your account? And they give you options, and you're like for instance, at first I just clicked, I'm spending too much time on it, right? And then it comes up with this thing saying that you can read about how to do time scheduling for TikTok. So they're trying to stop you from deleting the thing. Like they're like trying to like do it.
It's like
Why do you want to cancel?
Yeah,
Because I want to
the
cancel.
weekend
Why do you want to
But
cancel?
why are you going to cancel? Because we have to do the dance of Applebee's on a date night. We all got to do that. You know,
Molson,
You know what's
9
so funny?
years ago, I dropped
Trouble is that
DirecTV,
Izzo
and
knows
every
that.
2 months, I get a letter saying, this is your last chance to sign up for DirecTV again.
I
if
get
you
that
former
same
rights."
letter.
Yep. Every
I
2
get that
months.
same
last
letter.
chance, not last chance.
Last chance for 9 years.
Yep.
But
That's about the same time here, Shane.
That's
I haven't
8.
had them in forever.
But here's the thing is like you get the other option, which is the only option that you don't have to go through some like they're trying to put you through a counseling session is what they're trying to do. I click other and I said thanks, right? And like
You don't click other.
well, no,
Yeah,
because
they
they
do.
want you to
It's
tell
a
you the
perpetual
reason.
loop. It's a perpetual loop.
No. I delete it right away. I clicked other. They say please share with us why. I just wrote thanks, and then delete an account, and then they give you an option to back up your stuff, and I'm like, nope, done. But like literally, you have to justify. It's almost like going before the judge and saying, why do you want to get out of this abusive
You have to get
relationship?
approved
Like,
to
you
quit.
can't just
That's
walk out
right.
from it. You know? It's just like
Well, let me tell you
It's like a
something.
divorce proceeding, right?
Yeah, no, but on
Yeah.
TikTok, Shaq and Greg, tell me, there's some things we should just probably forget about it. Let's just bury it in the backyard, and we don't ever bring it up again. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
It would have been cheaper than a
and
divorce.
sometimes it's not even memory.
Thanks,
Sometimes
Norm.
you just gotta bury, whatever it is.
You got to just bury it.
And use lime over top.
lime over top. That's
No.
right. Lime
Yeah,
over
No,
top.
bury at
or-
12 feet, dog at 6 feet, endangered
Right.
species on top.
Right.
Beer nuggets on it.
Tomato plants on top of that with fresh cow fertilizer as fertilizer.
If not, you throw it in the ocean with a couple cinder blocks in a chain, and we call it a day.
No. That won't work. That
Why?
won't work because eventually it'll be found.
Wow.
The gas,
will
it'll
corrode.
break where the legs, it'll rot through, they'll pop right back up.
Oh no.
And there you know,
Doing
it's
too
just
much
like
again.
Becky, that girl from high school that you thought was a good idea. Mm-hmm.
So Molson, all your stuff on TikTok is somewhere.
well, I didn't post anything on TikTok.
Okay,
Like,
so
I
yeah,
just I was a stalker. I was watching things, right?
He's honest.
Does
No,
does
that's
TikTok
serious.
not catalog what you stalk though? So
No,
I
I
can go
don't-
figure out
Oh,
what Molson looks
yes,
at.
it
That's
does.
the
Yes, it
algorithm.
does.
It
That's the
starts you-
algorithm.
It starts you out here, and then before you know it, you're in ADHD TikTok, mental health TikTok, kink talk, and then all these other things. It's like, where do you go?
Dude, how do you think I kept getting coupons to go to Applebee's? I mean,
No,
come on.
Well, I thought it was because we were of a certain age, Don.
It's called sides of TikTok,
Well,
right?
no,
Like,
but Molson brings up a good point because AARP is the same way. Somehow, when you hit 50,
Man,
you
they
start
knew
getting.
it.
They
Wait, you
know
don't even have to be that old now.
Is it
I,
48?
I,
I'm
got
already
him,
getting-
I got him at 50. Yeah, I
30.
started getting him at 50.
I'm like,
You
really,
don't have to be over a certain age to join either.
dude?
I
I
started
got the
getting them when I was in
I
my
got the
20s.
AARP notice before I got the colonoscopy notice. So what is that? What does that tell you? What's going on around here?
Oh, and now we go to 80 meters.
But doesn't
Oh, man.
AARP want me to live longer so I can
I
use
almost
their
thought we were
services
earlier.
and their benefits?
what is AARP? I'm googling so much stuff. Raspberry
American
Pi,
Association
Bill
of Retired Liberal Persons.
You don't have that in Canada? AARP?
The L is
Canadian-
silent.
That'd be hey,
The L is silent.
Izzo. He's Canadian. It's carp in Canada.
It's called-
You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Yes, I did. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Jack and Greg, help us out, please.
I missed
Help
you
us.
guys.
What are we doing?
Guys with
Hey,
every
we should
bullet
talk
that
about
goes
what
on.
Cosmo said, though,
Yep.
about Bean. We should talk about that because that was pretty disturbing.
I saw that.
Yeah. That's real.
APRS is
unfortunate.
evil. I've said it.
Well, it's
I
not
got
even
so-
just that. It's that, when you're spotted at a park, there you are. You're like
Right.
in that little area. And it's like, yeah, anyone can find you at that point. So
Yeah, but that's a decision you make, right? Like
That's
if you go
APRS.
on if you go on
Yeah.
Facebook and you put pictures of yourself being an idiot in public, you don't get mad that people see you as an idiot in public. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but if you go do POTA and you spot yourself, you're literally saying, "Hey, people, I'm here." Now,
Well, I think
now somebody stalking you is the next level, but the idea of you lose that ability. I think you forfeit your privacy, right? So that's the first thing that happens when you put it out there for people to know. You forfeit your privacy. Now that doesn't give license for stalking, which I think is absolutely disgusting. And so what Bean said on Twitter, which was an observation that she saw, that it appeared that somebody may have been
Anime.
stalking her, and
Anime.
so yeah, well, and anime says that's why she carries. So, but yeah, it's pretty sad. It's but I think that's in every aspect, right? Like it happens to everybody.
Well, I think APRS ups that game some too. I mean, if you are spotting yourself and you're on the POTA website that I'm at K1947, and I think it even says the name of the park, that could be a fairly large area still. But when you turn on APRS too, that website is wide open. You don't even have to, really. I don't know. I would think it's easier to find somebody on APRS, and I really think that's how they get you.
If you use APRS Droid, you can spoof your GPS location. So yes, I could say that I am at Aspenpink Wildlife Management, or Aspenpink over here, but I could be on the other side of the park, right? So I could spoof my GPS location. The other thing is, using your APRS data, your main thing for that is, somebody can find you in the event that there's an emergency. That's where that is. The primary reason for APRS, you don't have to beacon out your position. APRS it started off and has always been a messaging capable protocol. That's all it was started for, was messages.
Bob Brunig, rest in peace.
So it's a message. It sends messages. Okay.
That's how they get you.
And then people started using it for beaconing messages. So they beacon weather data. They beacon their position. They beacon telemetry data of. There's a guy locally that broadcasts out his wiring closet at his office, that it still has power.
I mean, if you're concerned about tracking, your cell phone you're already getting tracked, but that requires some warrants at least. If you want to,
but APRS
doesn't require that. Just
but
APRS is voluntary.
Yeah,
exactly. That's my point. Is that there's I'm just saying don't be upset with if you have an issue with the privacy concerns of APRS, just don't do it.
Don't use it.
Right.
And that's my point. That's me. I'm not going to use it.
And if you're concerned about people, knowing that you're at a certain part, and by the way, this is separate. This is separate from the issue we talked about on Twitter. I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not saying I'm just going to say it. I'm not saying you asked for it. If somebody stalks you, it's disgusting. It's wrong. But the privacy concerns is you forfeited that privacy out. You've abandoned that. You've willingly put your location out there. And so don't be upset that APRS broadcasts your location when you set it up to broadcast your location.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a randomly crazy situation, and obviously somebody used APRS for something bad, but it could have been some random wacko walking around anyway.
Yeah,
it's no different than any other situation. It's just
the fun part would be to put an APRS beacon on
at the police
some
station
random vehicle
on 50. That'd be great.
Just put your APRS beacon on a random vehicle, put it on a semi, and let it drive across the nation. And people are going to think that you're in California when in reality you're in Alabama.
So
now, Brian made a good point. He said he's a 48-year-old fat white guy. Nobody's stalking him, and I'm with you on that, buddy. I don't have many stalkers. But Anime mentioned it. If I'm out potating or something, if I'm in a park by myself with what looks like expensive electronics, I'm going to be carrying anyway.
Absolutely.
I mean, you buy homeowners insurance, you have car insurance. I'm going to carry me insurance.
Radio insurance.
I'm going to carry radio insurance. That's right. I can take a couple travel hits, but I don't want the radio to get hurt.
And let's face it.
Exactly do that here.
And let's face it, we've all been in the parks. For those who have done POTA, I'm sure at one time or another there has been a park that you have been in an area and you didn't like what was either going on or whatever. And guess what? It's your
Vote
choice.
with your feet.
It's your choice. Leave the park. If you don't feel safe, leave the park. Guys, this is a hobby. This is a hobby. Go back at another time or maybe find another location within the park. You have choices. Don't put yourself into jeopardy.
Yeah.
It's on it.
And have a plan. Because when I go, if I'm in an area I'm not familiar with, I back into my spot and I park where I can keep a visual of where people are most likely coming.
I
Even
do
though
too,
I'm going
but
to be busy.
yeah,
No, that's how I park at Walmart,
yeah, but
brother.
here's the
That's
but.
right.
But here's the but. You get that pile up going.
Yep.
You really lose your surroundings. You really do. But what
you
do
really
sometimes,
do. But if you at least looking in the right direction, you
but
got a
what I'll
fighting
do
chance.
sometimes,
Yep.
I'll take off my sunglasses and I'll angle them. So when I'm looking at the radio, I'm giving that signal report. I could also see what's either on the sides of me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, optimally, Scout, you're absolutely right. But I still say when you get into that groove of all of a sudden,
you focus
you're
in.
now you're going 30 deep, 40 deep, and you're banging out that hammer, boom, 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 boom. Man, you really. That's why. Guess what? Go with another party. Go with a friend, even if they're not even into ham radio. Go with a friend. Do something. Yep. But the bottom line is, if you don't feel safe, go to another park. Come back the next day, whatever, because it's not worth. It's not worth.
Yeah,
you came there to have fun. You came there to have fun, and now you're not going to have fun.
What kind of parks are you guys going to?
The thing is trust your gut.
Like the parks I go to, there's nobody there, and if they are, they're just nice people wanting to know.
Yeah, you're in Indiana though, right? Like the parks Carlos might go to up by Chicago though now.
Yeah.
Or dude, those are kind of sketchy up there.
But to get on Izzo's point,
dude, you don't go to those parks.
Or tell you what, then you get more weirder than them, and you scare the hell out of them, so they leave, and now you got the whole area to yourself.
And Greg, that could be your MO right there, buddy. You could just go full weird, and that would scare the crap out of them anyway.
Start playing classical music, and pull out the Grey Poupon, and like you're gonna have a steak and wine glasses, and I'm not gonna want to be around you. Or put on the siren with the, you really want to scare the shit out of people. Put on the siren with some flashing lights. Guess what? Anyone who's doing anything not so nice, they're getting the hell out of there.
When they
Carlos' point is, if you're in a situation, Porter or whatever, and your gut's telling you that things aren't right, listen to it and get out.
Just bail.
Go back another day.
All kidding aside, listen, guys, we're joking here, but get out. Just find it. Listen, there's plenty of other things to do. Go to another POTA park.
By the way, Joe Brad, I just heard you talking to Kate MRD on 40 there. You were booming in here. Yeah, your audio is clearer on HF than it is on StreamYards tonight, but that's okay. We'll forgive you. But I just want to make sure that everybody understands that like I just don't want to be heard as an asshole. Like I completely disagree with what happened.
We'll think of you an asshole for something else. Don't worry.
That didn't change my opinion at all, Daniel.
No, I'm dead serious. Like I sympathize with what happened, and I think it's wrong. But I also think there's a reality that we need to remind ourselves that we are in even like somebody was saying, when you go on even on the airwaves and you say CQ POTA, this is VA3SDO at Park VE 0419, whatever it is. I literally tell them who I am and where I am. Right.
So here's the thing though. Couldn't you theoretically just not identify the park? Because you're not required to by POTA rules.
I guess what K number? Yeah.
You could. You could just say I'm at a park in Maryland. I'm not giving the location. Sorry, you'll see it in your log. That's all I would say.
I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of angry people who don't understand why you're doing it.
I mean, like I'm saying, in her case,
Yeah,
anybody's case. In her case, I think people would understand. I think like if she talked to the admin team, said, "Hey, this is what's going on. Can I just use K test for now?" And just put the.
I think there's definitely a lot of interesting things that we could analyze for POTA. Like one of the things I was thinking about was people with disabilities, right? At certain parks, not being able to access them. Like, how can you accommodate people with disabilities who can't necessarily walk into a park in certain seasons, or you know what I mean, or it would be interesting because I know the rules are pretty firm. It'd be interesting to see if there are some. It'd be neat to make it more accessible.
I would kind of have an issue with it, not to sound like an ass, but like with soda, for instance.
Yeah, well, I don't care. No, I'm joking.
Not everyone can climb a 14,000-foot mountain, and that's fine. I don't expect everyone to be able to climb a 14,000-foot mountain, but the people that can, they deserve the achievement of working that peak, right? So I think it's kind of the same thing with POTA, because there's like, for instance, islands. The only way to get to the island is by boat. So you shouldn't be able to work the island from the shore. Like, you should have to actually go out to the island and work, because it's an accomplishment. So I think there's like kind of a factor of that. Like, if I can see what you're saying, like certain parks where it's like, you know, like, I don't know, like just like some.
I agree with Patrick, Daniel. You know the handicap. You know, don't worry about them. Well, you know, they're a disadvantage. not our problem, right?
That's what you're trying to do. They're handicapped for a reason. They can't do it. Really, Greg? Wow.
I was just agreeing with Patrick. Oh man,
there are places you'll never see Jim. On a soda, that would be it. Unless it's a drive.
No, I think
or a parachute.
Yeah.
Parks that aren't handicap accessible are few and far between. I mean, come on, you can't go any place without a handicap parking spot. So I don't think that's really too big of an issue.
No, I was just messing with Patrick. Sorry about that, buddy.
No, but for instance, I remember. I remember one of Shane's videos. He had it was locked. It was closed down. He parked his car, and then he wasn't able to drive into the parking lot, and he took his table and he set it up, and he set up his antenna and stuff like that. And so I think there are applications where it would be interesting to see what kind of accessibility options there are for people. You know, I think there's a difference between not just climbing 15,000 feet in elevation or 10,000 feet in elevation and literally being 5 feet away from the entrance or 5 feet away from the path in a parking spot. You know, like, I think there's a huge difference for those applications.
I mean, I get that, but you know that damn well there's already people who abuse the rules. I'm not going further into that, but there's already people who abuse the rules, and I think that just opens the door for even more abuse. Because then people are going to claim, I have this disability, that disability, and just
I don't police it.
And I know it's not going to be many people, but.
Well, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to derail this conversation because it can go somewhere else. But anyways,
some IOTAs can be flown to. Hey, that's a good point. You don't have to use a boat. You can fly to some.
Oh, okay, the entire UK is an IOTA, right?
Yes.
Is Montreal an island?
Who?
Montreal, is it an island? Like, is it IOTA?
I don't know.
Montreal is an island, so I'm wondering if it's registered. Where do you find it?
So going to Manhattan would be an IOTA also.
Well, doesn't IOTA have to be saltwater though?
I think it has to be saltwater. Ooh, I could drive down to Panama to Port Walton and go out on Rosalita.
IOTA, I believe, is that. I think U.S. Islands qualifies for just regular waters, brackish or salt or regular.
I've worked the North American continent island.
Yeah. Island America.
Joe says he's disabled. The POTA rules are fine. So there you go.
And I was going to say, so all the Alabama state parks, which is what's on the POTA list, almost all of them, short of the WMAs, are handicap accessible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even the WMAs have parking lots, you know.
Well, I don't know. There's one that's reasonably close to me, and yes, it has a road that stops at a chain link fence, and there's a ranger trailer, and then that's it. After that, civilization ends, and you're all in the food chain. It's full of wild pigs.
Yeah, there's a couple.
But other than WMAs, I mean,
you just pull over to the side of the road, walk, just 3 feet off the road, and you're in the WMA.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of how the one is in the county next to us. There's no park there.
Yeah. So when Evan and I went to Huntsville together last year, we went to a wildlife refuge, and you just drive through, and one side of the gravel drive, is the park, and the other side is people's property. So, we just pull off this side, and then, people that lived over there want to know what we're doing, see if we needed help or if we're just, trying to steal their shit,
Being kind of sketchy.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird, but those places are kind of iffy. So, just take precautions, and, most of the time you'll be fine.
Exactly, Greg.
Well, I mean, I thought about going to the WMA, but I mean, honestly, it's literally a gravel driveway off a county road with a Ranger trailer, and then that's it. And you can't, unless you got a 4-wheeler, you ain't going in the WMA. So, in it. So I'd have to park by the Ranger trailer, and that'd be about it.
Yep.
As long as you are within the boundary of the reference, you are within the park.
Correct.
If you are within 100 feet of a national or scenic trail, you are within the boundary.
And the river, too.
I just learned that the park I just got a kilo at has an extension to it, which is way easier for me to get to. And I'm bashing my head in for not noticing that sooner. The park that I just got a kilo at is, I don't know, it's not that far. Okay, it's 10 minutes, but the extension that I didn't know about is 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So
I've got
even better.
Yeah,
I could literally throw everything in a backpack and walk over there and activate the park and not even fire up the car.
Yeah. So some of the biggest things
and at the current cost of gas, I wouldn't blame you.
Right. Yeah. Like, going off today, current cost of gas, but going off of everything, a lot of states have started putting their maps on like Google Earth and having the boundaries. You could actually see the boundaries as to where they are.
Yeah.
I did this for the entire state of New Jersey. Most of the southern half of New Jersey towards the coast is, Pinelands National Preserve. So
is that
most
the
of the
Barrens?
stuff, yes.
Yeah.
The Pineys.
Just like
McGuire Air Force Base in South. But
where Hoffa at?
No, he's up north.
He's supposedly wrong, though, isn't it? Aren't you?
What?
Isn't it New Jersey?
Jersey.
I thought it was in New Jersey.
Jersey. No, it's Jersey.
What is so on a completely different subject? I'm just interested. What does a gallon of gas cost in Canada these days?
But it's about $8 a gallon right now.
Jesus,
$8 a gallon.
That's more than California's paying for gas, I think. Maybe
I paid $4.20 yesterday.
Not so.
Yeah, that's what it is. $4.20. It's for
Southern California. It's like $9.50.
We actually dropped. Last week it was 460s, 470s here. Today I paid $4.35.
Yeah.
It's anywhere from 407 to 425 here.
The joke is it'll be cheaper to buy an 8-ball and you'll be able to run everywhere faster.
I saw somebody posted a meme somewhere about it's cheaper for you to go to the pump, fill up, and do a drive off because court costs and the fine are cheaper than the gas.
So current prices are between $6.92 a gallon and $7.30 a gallon, and on the weekends it goes up to $8 a gallon. So
wow,
yeah,
that's salty. Even after the conversion, that's salty.
And Andy Callie.
Yeah, but wait, but is that Andy? Is that a gallon or a liter?
I hope he's giving us the gallon price. I'm going to pass out.
Oh, Andy, we're thinking of you,
brother.
God, if that's per liter.
Dude, he's talking about whiskey. Come on.
In that case, that's worth it.
Norman, and what the hell? $3.79 in Lubbock, Texas. I'm going to drive to Texas to fill up. It's almost cheap.
Norm, what the hell? Norm, what the hell, Norm?
Norm, you're wrong.
What the hell, Norm? Look at this.
Come on, dude.
Come on,
man. Steve,
Seriously,
really?
You're wrong. He likes the stash. What can I say?
I guess.
John Holmes here.
Steve, go like this. So I just see the middle of your stash.
No.
Come on, buddy.
I
want to see what it looks like.
All right.
Only at Huntsville.
Daniel, what's for dinner?
You do that every time. That's your thing. Remember?
Daniel, what's for dinner? Chicken wings.
Right.
We got nachos, boys.
Nachos.
Nachos.
And they nachos.
They nachos. They
They're
nachos.
They're not yours. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are coming up at the 2:50. We're over 2 hours here, guys. I think it's time that we start to say good night and farewell, and we're gonna go around here. Daniel's gonna eat his food, and his dog's just gonna stare at his plate. Greg, what's going on, man?
Look, hold on. Look at these two mooches.
Two dogs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the other one. Daniel was in the
look
way.
at that.
Yeah, why are they doing that, Daniel? Is it because you give them food?
Are they
Because I'm
looking
not-
at Are they looking at a record player? What is going
My
on?
wife is sitting.
Greg, you're great.
My wife
Greg
is sitting
great.
there. There's her knee, and the nachos are right here, and they're just waiting for something to drop. Look at that.
She's got
Oh,
clean
Look at
socks
him! Look
on.
at her!
Look
They're
at
like,
him.
come on, mom. Come
It
on,
won't
mom.
even hit the floor.
Good puppy.
That's
Oh,
this is
good
Hunter,
puppies.
and this is Taylor.
Oh,
Good
We're
boy.
talking about
Molson,
getting
they
a
don't
third
want to.
dog.
Molson, they don't want to know you right now. They don't want to know you right now.
We're talking about getting a third dog. What should we get?
Right.
a
A
dog.
four-legged one. A
Call tech
rescue.
support. Call tech support.
Greg, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I just want to say hi and saw Scout join, so figured I should get in too.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Well, your brother did say that your shack is not American enough at the moment.
yeah, I did invest in the new American flag microphone. So that's, I got it used off Music Center. They don't make them anymore. It's
Look
pretty
at that.
plastic.
Look at that.
But
That is good. That is nice. Very
Excellent.
cool.
Yeah, but he's got that Miller Life, sign in the
Can-
back.
can we
you know.
get
Yeah, but
different
wait,
back-
but look at the shot rail. Okay,
It
the
doesn't
shot
say
rail.
light,
Put that
that's-
up.
That's not a shot rack.
Oh.
That's a tapping system for bottles.
so this is something Scout got me on. Is the
Let me see that. Oh my God!
You
Look
can't.
at that.
Very
That's
nice.
not a decoration. That's
it's
functional.
the
I gotta
it's
go
the
full size.
the mango habanero whiskey from Old Smoky, which Scout bought it and told me about it, and this stuff is crazy good.
Ah,
And what else you have in there? What did I see? Knob Creek. What else you got in there for choices?
I got Knob Creek, Kentucky Tavern. That's my go-to mixer. There's a Benchmark small batch, and then the habanero whiskey.
That is incredible.
And then I still got my liquor cabinet stocked over on the sides.
you know what, Daniel, you should take some pointers from there because you could fill up your Coke can from that as well.
That's right. And it'd be believable.
And it's not a Miller Lite sign. It's Miller Time. Doesn't mean it's specific.
It's Miller High Life, the champagne.
And that was just
it could be the champagne, the
Yeah.
champagne.
High Life is the only Miller I drink, but I just bought it because my last name's Miller, so it was,
I do like a Miller.
Oh, Scout, Shane, how's it going, man?
Oh, life is good. It's been a while since I checked in, so I thought I'd stop in and say hi.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been doing good, man.
Yeah, it's getting towards the end of the season though. Spring's coming, so I gotta clean up a little bit. But I know.
Just let it
Time
go.
to get that antenna down.
Yeah, that's going to be in about 3 weeks. I got it planned out.
Okay.
You gonna cut the tree down, or are you gonna climb the tree?
We're gonna climb the tree. My buddy's coming out. We got a climbing deer stand, and we did some measurements, and we should be able to get up.
Video it. Put it on your
yeah.
channel. Oh, good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that's going to be part of the plan. But
Good.
yep, we got a
The
plan.
bloopers are when he falls out of the tree.
Well, I wasn't going to say that because I didn't want to jinx him, but yeah, there'd be that part. Heavily beeped, right?
Yeah, yeah. We'll edit out any profanity, but we'll take care of it for sure.
Very cool.
But other than that, just living the dream. Just thought to say hi.
Yeah. Oh, well, one thing, Scout, I hope you don't mind me telling this, but we kind of came up with an idea for a collaboration.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do
maybe-
some. Oh, sorry, you're.
Go ahead. No, it's your turn now.
Oh, yeah. Greg and I are gonna do some collaboration videos on some random stuff, including proper drinks for the shack. Maybe do some first reaction stuff for trying our favorite drinks and see what everyone thinks of them, and just basically dork around.
Yeah, and we thought about calling it what shacking off side by side with Scout. It's just,
Oh, that's horrible.
I love it.
It's just it's a
That was
working
more
title.
inappropriate than
but,
car clubs, and that's saying something.
It's a working title.
If that's
Shacking
not-
off back to back. I don't
If
know.
that's not clickbait, I don't know what is.
Shacking off back to back.
Oh
Now
my
that-
lord!
Now that should be on TikTok.
Mutual
That's a
shacking.
TikToker, right? That's some TikTok stuff right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Who would want to follow that now, man?
yeah.
I can't. Nobody can touch that.
Thanks for dragging me down with you, Greg.
Man, that's gonna get you 100. That's gonna get you 100,000 likes faster than anyone else.
Right off the bat. Jim, any new test equipment come in? I've been kind of ghosted. I've been kind of ghosting the Discord.
Yeah, you have, you sketchy son of a gun. No, I dropped a VNA video yesterday on that Libra VNA. So yeah, there's that. And the awesome 5000 series scope is right behind me. It hasn't made it out to the shop yet. It's still in here where I can touch it frequently. Ape and I'll be working on a couple things in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
A project
Very cool.
together. I think we're going to do a couple, 3 things together. So,
a couple, 3 things?
Yeah, that's what a couple, 3.
Very cool. Jim, thanks for hanging out, man.
Hey, I hadn't been here in a minute, so.
Always good to see you. Carlos, you're grounded
I
until
didn't do it.
springtime.
You have no pictures, you have no video, you have no proof.
You're grounded till springtime. What's going on, man?
I am grounded till springtime. Well, you gotta remind. Well, you gotta warn me like that. What did I ever do to you?
If I didn't pick on you, you should be more afraid.
Right.
Just say, thanks for having me. Well, yet again, I got sidetracked with work and I haven't finished editing my video. Hopefully, I'll have it for Thursday. Maybe. I hope.
Hopefully.
Perhaps.
Very cool. Carlos, thanks for hanging out, man. Always good to have you. And yes, you are grounded till spring, which isn't that
Guys,
7 days.
I'm just checking it.
It's like next week, right?
Before.
Tell you what,
I'm just checking in to tell you guys these nachos are spectacular, amazing.
Thank you, Molson. Thank you,
Sure,
Molson.
man. Sure.
Carlos, if you need to do anything, just go jump out a basement window and you'll be fine.
It's like the same thing, right?
Go find some Bilco doors and jump into them. It should be like. Patrick, what's going on, man?
Not too much. I hit 100 subscribers this weekend, so that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good deal.
Nice.
Good job.
Wow, nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job, man.
And what else? Dan, hopefully he's gonna be on my podcast this Thursday. Gonna have a chat with him.
I'll message you. We'll talk.
Usually it's his parole officer, but
Yeah, start with the PO first, and that's how it usually has to work.
right.
Next week I got this guy I know in Japan, so that show's actually be on Friday because the time difference. So that should be pretty cool. He's pretty big into POTA in Japan, so we're gonna talk about that. And what else? I have something in the works with Ham Radio Adventure Guy and CU3HY, Mike in the Azores. We're trying to do some video thing together, like a weekly thing. So, yeah, it's like I'm thinking like Ham Radio Campfire, something like that.
Patrick, can you drop a link to your channel in the chat or somebody?
Yeah, I'll get a link. And
is it in the
description?
Thing, okay.
I'm gonna shout out the Ham Radio Adventure Guy because he's talking to the new owner of Eagle One tomorrow on his channel.
Excellent. That's right. Good.
Very cool.
So,
thank you, James.
Yeah, check him out too.
Thanks, James.
But yep.
And there's Patrick.
Having
There's
fun.
Pat's link right there. Thank you, Joe.
Bueno.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. So everyone type a 1 at the chat if you think Molson should be sharing his nachos with the dogs.
Molson,
Come on,
get the plate
Molson.
out of your lap, you weirdo.
Come on,
I did hit 500 this week as well.
Oh, 5! Congratulations!
Very nice.
Yeah.
Be careful about collabs with
planning
Greg.
giveaways.
You will end up in the wrong kind of video.
Everybody dropped down.
Izzo, how you been, brother?
Man, I had a great day today. I hung out with a friend, and we had a fantastic day. It was nice. The temperatures here in Connecticut, I think we were in the low 60s, mid 60s. Didn't play any radio, but we did a whole bunch of other things, and it was awesome. So Shout out to Matt and the Raw Boys up there in Tango 083. Thank you guys, and just hanging out and looking to probably get back on the air. I'm thinking maybe at the end of the month. I got some things I got to do on my days off. I got coming up, but once I get them done, I'm thinking April to get back into this POTA swing, and I'm looking forward to it. So 7-3. I should do this. 7-3. Oh, tonight's smoke. I got a couple texts. Is the Brasilia CAO great cigar, guys? If you like the CAO brands. They do the flathead 660s and 770, a whole bunch of other ones. But this Brasilia is a really, really nice smoke. I love it. So, just like bourbon, just like whiskey, whatever you like, stick with it, and do it safely and have fun. So,
hey, Don, if you hold that up to your ear, does it play music?
Yes. Back in the day, no.
No?
No,
Don, are you in your igloo shack out there in the backyard?
And guess what happened? I miscalculated. I had to go run in. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm getting cold. I ran out of propane. So I figured I got enough for 2 hours, but I jumped in at 7:15 to do the pre-show stuff that we always talk about. So I miscalculated, but I got more propane inside the garage. But man, I'm starting to get cold. I mean, it's still insulated, but so that's why I quickly ran in just to get a hoodie here, because I got to keep.
Sucks.
I got to keep this guy nice and warm. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving up. Who's next?
Joe, thumbs up,
Brett.
thumbs down. How's the audio?
I mean, it's rainy, but it still works. Another Tuesday, some more rain.
All day. All day.
Yeah. It's just, you look on the map and the rain's just circling. It's not going nowhere. It's like a hurricane over Mississippi. But we're just hanging out, having fun, enjoying it again. We just put out the video last night of me doing an external antenna to the hotspot. That's kind of cool. Well, it's hooked up to an antenna at about 45 feet in the air now. 10 milliwatts. I can hear it almost a mile away. So I got to amplify that.
Height is might.
That's right.
That's great.
That's it. I'm going to mute the rain. Go ahead. Good night. Good to see everybody.
All right, we're gonna fund you a rubber roof, so we could do that, or just put a tarp up there for temporary.
And then take the rainwater, dump it into a 55-gallon, and then you'll have your emergency water supply. See, emergency knows how. This is the things we do here at Ham Radio Clubhouse.
I got a lot of ponds around me. It's okay. Go dip a bucket in the pond.
You can always flush your toilet.
So I'm gonna share my screen for when you come to me. So don't put it up until you come to me. I'll do it.
Hurry up! I'm freezing out here. Let's go, guys. I'm cold. Can we go a little faster?
Is it my turn?
Steve, how you doing, buddy?
This is what my friends are for.
Right. No, doing good. I actually put up a new antenna this week. I got an off-center fed dipole, and my noise level is S9 plus on 20 and 40. So I got to figure that out. But going out Saturday, going to do POTA with some of the guys from the club. So going to be at a twofer. I think we've got at least 5 operators.
Very cool.
So I'm going to try to do some of the odd bands. Like I said, 12, 15, 17.
12's an even one.
Well, the bands that aren't activated very often.
Good, go for it.
It's odd, isn't it? It's strange, right, Steve? It's
right,
a strange band.
Right. Strange band.
You pick whatever band
He's getting
you want.
strange.
You go
He's
have
getting
fun.
some strange.
Well, no, I get to meet Strange.
Okay.
Hank Strange, that is. And he'll actually be in my area this weekend up at the Gathering at PSA.
Cool.
But that's about 3 hours away. And current cost of gas, I can't do it. I'm going to go play POTA instead. But I'll be using the Eagle One and just seeing what we can get done.
Very cool.
So,
and Hank Strange is a cool guy. I met him maybe 5 years ago at the NRA show. I can't remember if it was Indianapolis or Kentucky, but he's a good dude.
His
I love
YouTube-
seeing him getting in the ham radio.
Yeah, his when 2.0 told us about his YouTube show, a channel rather, he's got some really great
Yeah,
stuff.
he's been doing it a long
Yes.
time. He's
Mhm.
good stuff. Check him out.
Very cool. Steve, how's your tower coming?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on.
Come on, I'm freezing. Let's go. Get the
Still
tower up.
waiting on the neighbor to get the concrete contractor over here. So and dig the hole.
All right.
I got to move somewhere where it's warmer.
It's like 65 outside right now down here.
Shut up.
I am sweating, and I got the AC full blast.
I need to turn on the other fan and the window unit because
I've got the windows open.
here.
There's a reason that you heard the car speed by because the highway's about 35 feet that way, but you heard them go. I got the window open. It's so nice down here.
You all talking like a bunch of ham radio operators. I should just went out to the garage and got another tank and hooked it up, and I would have been.
Oh,
fine.
come on! You know what this is? This is the long goodbye. Dan Molson.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
So guys, I gotta be honest. Sam was making a joke earlier about me doing a video, and I don't think it's gonna be for a while because the truth is, somebody was saying it. Jody was saying it. We're close to spring, and if you know me, you know that my wife and I are big into our gardening, and this is our gardening book. And to show you how serious and anal we are about this, let me share with you how I plan. I do a scale model version of the whole garden area, and then I color code all.
Where's your
of the-
tractor?
Look at this. We build, we learn. Look at this. Look at this. I love it.
Yeah, Daniel, wait a
Jesus
minute.
in the manger.
But Daniel, we talked about this when I talked to you about making a YouTube channel. You would call it "We Build, We Learn" because it was not directly related to ham radio. You could put whatever the hell you wanted to on your page. This would be fascinating.
But
I agree, Joe.
So
Joe's right.
just so you guys know, this area here, from this, that's 160 feet by 100 feet. This two sections here are 5,000 square feet of garden.
That's for the cow.
Now that's pretty
I hope you got a
Where's your
tractor,
beverage?
Bubba.
Wait,
The meters. Come on.
Where's your beverage antenna? Where's your beverage antenna?
There's one that comes down from the house. The house is over down at the bottom here, and it hooks. There's about 40 feet of rope that hold it to this post here on a sloper, and then the other one is further. I actually have a model of my whole property in this program with every
Are there
fence
apple
post,
trees?
the house.
Are those apple
So-
trees?
Yeah, so I'm ordering trees this year. These are apple, but I'm doing permaculture style. So if you don't know what that is, it's very interesting.
Are you planting watermelons? Because I really like watermelon.
My son, so my older son, he wants to do sweet corn. So this is over here. And
I
then
like sweet
here's
corn
where,
too.
Here's where we do all the vines, so zucchinis and the pumpkins and stuff
grapes?
like that. So that's like, guys, it's funny, but that's what we do in the summertime is we have this massive garden.
I just love you even put the shadows of the elevated.
He moved the light source in the 3D image
Guys,
there. That's what he
I
did.
had not that I ever played with The Sims, but I think I just saw The Sims. You remember The Sims? You could build the.
They still have the
That was
Sims
Sim
on.
Garden. No. That was Sim Garden 2022.
We take our gardening serious, okay? So it takes full CAD drawing and
You have a tractor for all of that?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, sweet. I know where the garden is at
Thank you,
Publix.
Ben.
We don't. If I need one, there's I live in the middle of farmland, so I just borrow neighbors. So I rent.
Takes
I
him
rent
20 minutes to get there,
skid steer
though.
all the time. I borrowed a tractor one time. It took me over an hour and a half to get it to my house. That's not a joke. Like it literally did. It's the slowest. Like when you're in a parking lot and you go full tilt with a tractor, you're like, oh, this thing moves. Then you go down a highway and you're like, this thing is so slow.
And everybody behind you is hating you so hard.
He's right. Something about riding on the dirt roads, man. You feel like you're doing good, and all of a sudden you get on pavement. It's a whole different story.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, with that being said, I would like to thank everybody who has participated in our chat tonight. Everybody who's going to be listening on the podcast. Everybody on Team Replay. Everybody on the screen right now, including those who are not here at the moment, which is Shane, loser, and Jason. Thank you again,
great guy,
for hanging out with us. Thank you again.
Good show.
Build a Pie is awesome.
show.
We learned a lot. and we appreciate everybody that's still here with us at the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and say my name is Dan. I'm Beer Snack, and you're looking at where I hang out on YouTube. Don't expect anything new on my channel for quite a while. I may be 99% sure I will be at FT8 off this week. So
we had technical issues last week.
It's not my fault. Well, probably is because I wasn't there.
It is your fault.
I'm freezing my ass off.
That's a lot of freezing. Anyway,
it'll be all right.
Good night, everyone. 7-3. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, we end the giveaway on the 18th.
Next week, you all better be here. You all better be here.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Good night, Sue. We love you.